Morning, people. Brent's just in front of me. Yes, morning.
How come I can't hear you?
Oh, you can't hear me?
No.
Because his mic's not on.
Oh, gosh.
Also, if you're going to intro it, say it properly. Have you got the words?
I ain't got shit.
Yeah. And how come you're introing?
I see JP. Nothing on that beat. Nope.
That's not on that beat. Oh.
We can't hear you.
Come on. Is my mic on?
Nah, still not, man.
Are you of the mindset that they're overdoing that song as well, like they're rinsing it? No.
You don't think so?
What? I'll get into the rotation, bro.
We can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Must have on the beat hole. Sometimes you gotta pop out and...
It's good now.
Yeah?
All good.
What's the date today?
9th.
No, he said what's the mathematics, man.
Oh, today's the born day, man.
Good morning, people. It is Tuesday, the 9th of July. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favourite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And as always, we've got the best in the business here today. Introduce yourself, guys.
They call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer, news analyst, melanin, jam-packed.
What's going on, people? It's Ramsey, Zizzy's brother, Brent's least favourite host, a Palestine activist, get me, and a rotation host. What's everyone saying?
All right.
Free Palestine,
Come on. Free Sudan, free Congo.
100%.
Did you stop the live on X, Twitter?
Start or stop?
Stop.
No.
I think I saw a bar at the top of the screen, but now it's gone, so I don't know.
Let me see.
Is it still there? Is it still running?
Still running.
Alright. I don't know why.
Stop at all.
Anyway, it's your boy, 6 plus a pure temptation. Big Moss from the east side of the bridge. Y'all already know what Lee is. Y'all already know. I feel like I need some cream, you know. My hands are a bit dry. What are we doing? We're moving a bit mad this morning.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Because I was given something last minute, and it's part of an entire segment. And apparently, people don't know that I have to basically like load it in.
Okay.
And it takes a while to load in.
Okay,
That's why I'd prefer it given to me before.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Alright. How's everybody doing now, man?
We thank God. We're here, man.
I have something to show just before we start. I forgot to show it on Monday.
No Spotify comments.
Put it up. All right, cool. Somebody in the community is having a fantastic Pan-African Sports and Culture Day.
Okay.
It's on Saturday, the 13th of July, Battersea Sports Arena, from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. It will be a day of unity for the entire black family and community, focusing on sports and some culture. Share with your friends and your network. Hope to see you there.
Cheers.
Hold up.
Love it.
You're not going, yeah?
It's got music.
Support.
You are invited to join a range of Saturday schools, homeschoolers and community organisations to the Pan-African Sports and Culture Day, Saturday the 13th of July 2024. There will be an athletic masterclass exhibition, fitness challenges, track events, Sangoma drummers and much more. The theme is Remembering New Cross, 14 Dead and Nothing Said. Special guest, lyrical genius Tubada. Takes place at the Battersea Millennium Arena, Battersea Park, Southwest 11, 4NJ. Pan-African Sports and Culture Day, Saturday, 13th of July 2024, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. £2 entry towards fundraising for Saturday schools. For more information, call 07409 232 239. Supported by our local community radio stations.
All right, tomorrow I'll put the message up again. I'll do it every single day this week, so you'll remember to, if it is you're in the area, if it is that you want something to do, something to support, You can have that at the top of your list.
Love it, love it, love it.
Absolutely love it. Okay.
What else is going on in the intro?
I don't even know, to be honest.
Seems a bit discombobulated.
So give you the reason just now.
Oh yeah, well,
I'm not
okay.
repeat it.
Concentrate, man. No comments from Spotify either.
No, I think Spotify has changed the way they ask for comments. I have to double check, but something's changed, and I'll see if it affects people leaving comments.
All right.
Tomorrow I'll feed back. Anyway, how was your yesterday? Did you record a thing for you know who?
No,
Fine. I thought you were going to do it.
I was, but I had a busy day. Went to go film. Then I had
Where'd you film? What did you film?
Filthy. It
How was it?
was good, man.
Of course it was.
It was great. It was a great episode, man.
It's always great, bro.
It's always great. You get me? Filthy to the world.
To the world, to the world.
To the world and back.
Ramsey, how was your yesterday?
It was pretty busy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't lie. It was my mother-in-law's birthday, so we was busy just driving around, sorting stuff out. Did the school run. Yeah, sorting stuff out for today. Yeah, I was super busy, man.
Cool.
Do you like it in those?
Say that again.
Do you like it in those?
Yeah, I love man. Yeah, proper. She got just hard, man. She's DJ, innit?
So what?
She's DJ.
Plural in-laws.
Oh yeah, both. I'm lucky. I was lucky. It was harder for them to accept me because I was a crazy one. But yeah, now they're amazing. I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones.
What about you, man?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Nothing to elaborate on. Then nothing.
Nah, but I mean, they're all good, man. I can't complain at all, man.
Hey, who wouldn't accept you, man?
100%.
Lucky, man.
So I'm saying,
If your in-laws didn't like you, would it have affected your relationship or your choice, or does that make sense?
yeah, I care about them things there.
Yeah, for sure. I think it would affect mine.
I don't see family as, you just find somebody and you start a new family. I'm not interested in none of that stuff.
You don't think so?
No.
So you don't think when you come together with someone and you make that's the new family, like that's now, because obviously like your family is your family, but then when you get a wife and you have kids, now this is your family now. You've gone to the head of the household and your family's priority over the family.
No. I don't see it that way.
No, I don't either. I feel like we're all one unit. My mum gets along with my mother-in-law, and my mother-in-law is very similar to me. So I'm lucky. We're both quite fiery. We both get each other, so we understand each other. So I'm lucky in that respect. But yeah, no, we're all family.
So who's the head of your family?
Me. no, but remember, obviously you're gonna have like your own family, like you said, innit? But I don't see it as it's more important than. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't see it that way. You came from somewhere, and like to have that mentality would be to expect my children to then forget about me to some degree. I know you're not saying like forget about your extended family, your now extended family, but
your family, because you're in that bubble, in that cocoon, your family's issues will take precedent over the family's issues.
Yeah, 100%.
No?
But I would always consider the extended family too. That's just how I see family. I've never seen it as, okay, you start a family with somebody else and that's just the only thing, or the, like, you know what I mean? 90% of your energy just goes there. I just don't see it that way. Especially if you're thinking long term, thinking legacy and thinking all those type of things there. People made certain decisions so that you could be here. And not just be here, but you to actually thrive in certain environments. You know what I'm saying? For me to then forget about that, and then for me to do everything that's necessary for my kids, and then they forget about that? Nah. No, not at all. Every decision my ancestors made was for me to be here. And I'm kind of, I see it in the same way as well, going forward. And so, you know, you honor them by remembering that.
I respect that. And I suppose, obviously, the relationship you have with your family is important as well, because people just forget that everybody ain't got the same
that's true.
the same bonds and stuff.
That's what I was going to say. And it's easy for us to say that because there's people with families or in-laws that are way toxic, or they're not good, or they're just shit. So it's easy for us to create that family bond because we're lucky enough to find significant others with stable families.
Privilege, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
What about you, Margs? You're just going to roll into your in-laws and...
I don't have in-laws, but
I'm saying when you get them.
Am I gonna just do what to them?
We're just gonna go there, put your dick on the table, and tell them what's what. Yeah.
Oh no, hopefully I like them, but I don't. It's easy for me, innit? I don't really meet people that don't like.
Why don't you see it as you don't have in-laws?
Huh?
Why do you see it as you don't have in-laws?
Because I'm not married.
But you don't acknowledge marriage anyway. So the,
Of course
the
I
mother of
acknowledge.
your child
Of course I acknowledge
have
marriage.
parents, right? Aren't they part of a big family?
Yeah, they're part of. They're part
Did
of
they
my.
come over for the cookout?
Yeah, they're part of my family. But I don't. If I'm not married, I don't see like having in-laws. It's different. You know what I'm trying to say?
I had to change it for you. But Emmanuel, let's just say you weren't married and you happen to have a child out of wedlock, God forbid, obviously. Would you approach it the same way as you said it before?
I think so, yeah.
I think so too. Because
Yeah.
even before you got married, you were moving as though everybody was your uncle and your auntie.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a custom, right? In the culture.
So obviously you wouldn't feel like that if you're.
I would feel like that. I would feel like they're my in-laws. They're part of the family.
I'm saying if you got
Because they're connected to me.
but if you got a partner,
Through my son.
if you got a partner, I feel like your main family would still be like you wouldn't feel like you've got a new family now and they take precedent over the
Precedent. He didn't say that.
Well, he did say his new family, his family decisions take precedent over the families.
Well, that makes sense. But I thought he said he doesn't separate them. It's just one big family.
He kind of did, but he also did say that like his family's decisions and stuff like that take precedent over.
That's because you're seeing them 24/7.
Yeah, it's not that.
If
They're all living in one big house, then
You're the same.
yeah.
if your wife wanted to forget living something, you got I don't know, there's a family decision. Your wife wanted to do something different to what your mother wanted to do. Whose decision is more important?
Depends on the rationale of the person. 100%.
They're equally as rational.
Then we're going to split it 50-50. Yeah. I just don't see it as, oh, yeah, you have a wife, so her opinion is now, sorry, I don't see it that way. Nope.
Listen, nope. Rewind that back. Is that a thing in relationships? I don't know. Have you had a scenario like that where it's put it on, say,
No.
your mum and the wife?
Not really. No, don't think so. Nothing that comes to mind anyway.
Yeah, same here.
No.
Same here. I never had an issue. But I know what you're talking about. Like sometimes the wife wants to be seen or treated better than the mum, which is fucking wild. That's wild. I've seen it. Like,
Happens a lot,
examples of that. Yeah, but that's.
But there's some people who think that's not wild.
When
What?
you say treated better, I don't understand why that's wild.
Say that again.
When you say treated better, what do you mean?
Not treated. I said some women want to be put above
In
their
what
significant
sense-
other's
in
mum.
What sense though? Because it is true. What sense are you talking about?
I guess like prioritized. It's weird. It's my mum. Are you dumb? You think I'm gonna put you above my mum? You stupid. That's my mum, bruv. I think that's weird. My mum brought me into this world. You think I'm gonna put you over her? You stupid. It doesn't make sense. The women who thought like that, thank God I've never had to deal with. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. My mum, yeah? Nah, that's dumb.
You're about to lose some of your fan base, you
I
know.
don't give a shit. My mummy. Nah.
I think it changes if it is that you don't have a good relationship with your mother.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
of
100%.
course. I think that goes without saying. But I have a great relationship with my mum. So
Yeah, but say that then, because
I thought that. All right.
because you know. You didn't specify that.
Okay,
So it
let-
just
alright,
meant like
let
it was
me-
a standard.
let me start
Because
again.
it isn't. It really isn't.
I thought it was
Because some
needless
mothers
to be
give
said.
away their children.
Huh?
Some mothers run away from their children. Just
No,
abandon
of
them
course, but I'm
and
not.
abuse them.
Why would you then relate to what I said then if your mum left you? That's not the same thing.
Your statement was such a matter of fact.
Yes, if your mum has taken care of you and she sacrificed usually what mums usually sacrifice for you, I don't understand how a person who has that kind of care and love for their mum, from their mum, would put a girl over them. It don't
You're
make sense
supposed
to me.
leave your parents and cling to your wife or your husband.
What does cling mean? You can still cling to your wife and still cherish your mum.
It's pointless coming to you for this, to be honest, because any good of my mother, F you. But I can see how they can push back, even if it is they have a good relationship with their mother.
What would they push back with?
I'll let you put my penis in me.
Okay, cool. I can do that with any other girl. If that's the only thing they're saying, you can have sex with me and you should put me above your mum, it's wild. Fuck out of here.
The intimacy that you have with me should be deeper.
It is all across the board. You should never be putting them above your mum.
That's
what
what
I'm saying. I was talking about
specific,
like
innit? Because
dating.
they're different scenarios.
I'm
where you have to
assuming
basically
the girl would have let
change
this
it.
be known from early, like dating. She's not gonna then.
How about your pregnant wife?
What's the difference?
All right, because I picked it a stupid car question, innit?
Oh, okay.
Front seat type thing, and your wife is
I
pregnant.
see.
The comfort levels and the attention and focus that you spend on your wife will have
Alright.
to be prioritized.
That's
over your mother.
isolated incident.
I know. That's why I asked you. Is it all across?
What is that front seat stuff a thing? Forget her being pregnant anyway. Front seat stuff, is that a thing? Like, who you put in the front seat? Your mum or your girl?
My mum. For many reasons, my mum. Usually my wife is the one that says.
Go around the room. How about
Mum,
you, Manya?
my wife is the one that says my mum.
I don't know why I'm asking you.
Exactly the same.
All right,
As well as
that's why we're married.
what Ramsey said. Plus, you're with somebody who let me not
Shares the
start
same values.
Let me not start triggering people.
What?
But just thinks
Yeah.
in the way that will say, you know what, take the seat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rather than going there,
That's
opening door,
nice.
and then
Can you
look
imagine
around
dating
and-
someone talking about I want to be above your mum?
Again, you're still
Hey, listen.
making sweeping comments
Hey, yo,
without being
listen.
specific.
I don't see
Why
that
do
the
you guys
negative.
like doing that?
I don't see the negative on the back seat, and it's almost more, especially depending on what kind of car you got as well. If it's a free seat,
Spread out, innit?
if it's a free seater and you gotta pull the car out, you know, that old school and jump in, and that's different. But if you've got a big car, saloon or 4x4 or something in their space, the back's not necessarily. The back's more prestigious on the chauffeuring thing. Like
Whatever
on
you
a-
want to do, bruv, to frame it for your girl, say it as it is, bruv. You ain't sitting in the fucking front for my mum's there.
But I don't need my mum in the front. I put her in the back. What's she in the front for? To do what?
If my mum wants to sit in the front, she's sitting in the front.
No, if she wants to, yeah, cool. But I'm saying if it's a choice that I had to make, I'm not thinking that I have to put my mum in the front of the seat.
Yeah, I
She's
get
like,
you.
it's like, get in the back. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Relax, chill out in the back of the car because I'm not doing, like, you're my mum, don't get me wrong, but we're not doing all that now. I'm doing, you get me? I'm obeying the passenger, sit in the back and relax. I'm going to chauffeur you around and take you everywhere you need to go. Like, who you flexing on that? You don't need to do this front seat thing. If it's a matter of comfort and convenience and stuff, then 100% I'm with it.
Because there's no power dynamic. It's not like, I get what you're saying, because some mums like to throw like, do you know what I mean? They like to throw their power. My mum doesn't do that either. Like, my mum's the sweetest thing. She's not, don't let this confuse you, like this demon confuse you. My mum is the complete opposite to me. Like, she's an angel. So she's not like that. But you can kind of, I feel like when you're dating, you can kind of see hints. Like, same with what you said. If the girl that I was dating or my wife when I was dating her didn't do certain things to show respect, likewise what I do to her mum, then red flags start to show. And I feel like Mandem and other people that get into shit relationships, you lot are ignoring the red flags because of what Brent said, because it's good pussy.
What? What did Brent say?
You've been celibate for too long, bruv.
What did Brent say?
You said, what if the intimacy should be put above your mum, right? Earlier.
I believe that I will have a strong connection with my wife compared to my mother because I am spiritually intertwined with her.
Okay, it's because you've been celibate for too long.
This is all very, very subjective, just based on the relationship that you have with your parents. You know, so.
Yeah, of course. What I'm saying, me and Emmanuel are in similar situations. I'm assuming you have a great relationship with your mum, right?
Wait, let me change it to something that really happens. When it is that your mother looks to be a bit tetchy with your wife, thinking that she knows how to run things, thinking that she knows how to raise a child, because that happens, right?
Thinking she knows.
Yeah, 100%.
You know she done it already, innit?
So, would you basically lean into and default to your mother when it is that they're having a back and forth in an argument? They're arguing and in front of you. What would you do then?
About a
'Cause
newborn
This
baby.
is where the actual flipping question lies. When they're both squaring off,
See, but they haven't squared off, but I've had this instance in which we raised our son very different to the way I was raised. But then my mum is the type where she goes, it's not, that's why she started off with, why are you doing that? Like, what's going on? But when I sat her down and said, we're doing this because of this, because of this, because of this, she goes, cool, it's not a problem. So we never had that kind of tetchiness ever between my wife and my mum.
So you basically told me an experience that you've never experienced. I'm giving you a flipping hypothetical so you can answer the question. If you want to take part, cool. But this is what I'm saying now. Your mother's been there, done that, as you just said, Emmanuel. Would you basically take advice from your mother above your wife if it is that they're in a square off and they're in front of you.
Okay, so I think it depends on what it is, yeah. But firstly, square off, impossible. But again,
What do you say
hypothetical.
impossible to?
About the fact that they got square off and arguing. But again, hypothetical, innit? So I put myself in that position.
I am putting this out to people that do go through these particular scenarios.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I'm
it
saying.
does happen,
of
right?
course.
So I'm putting that to you. So yes, it hasn't happened to you because
Okay,
it's
cool.
impossible.
Yeah, 100%. But okay,
That's what you say. Sorry.
put myself in that situation. It depends, I guess, on whose side I'm on in terms of the opinion. So, for example, if it's based on something I don't have no real opinion on, yeah, and it's like, okay, cool, I will listen to the doctor in this because the doctor would know more. The doctors may be obviously experienced in their field, but also a parent. Then I will side with my mum. You know what I'm saying? But it could go the other way if, for example, there's new information and we've studied this at home already. And I'll give you a perfect example. So, you know, nowadays, yeah, you may not know, but nowadays, there's this whole thing about don't give babies, when they're like literally babies, right, water to drink. In our parents' time, it was give them water, make sure they stay hydrated, things of that nature. But now the science is don't give them that water to drink because that takes up the space that you would ordinarily use for actual breast milk to actually nourish the child.
I think there's other stuff to it as well.
You know what I'm saying? So that new science would take precedent to me because it's like, okay, cool, I understand why you guys were even told this by the NHS in the 80s and them times there. But now things have changed. So I would side with, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I would do it. I'm not interested in, okay, I'm just siding with somebody because of the so-and-so. It needs to make sense. It has to be logical to me. Because at the end of the day, this is about a living child that to me, I'm willing to give everything and anything for. So I can't just be just because of how someone feels. I'm not interested in that.
If you know your mother's obstinate
Yeah.
and cantankerous,
Is she right though?
no.
Okay, then why am I siding with her for?
So you would basically default to your wife if in your mother's face if it is that
If she's wrong. If she's
So
wrong.
you're only going with the right and the wrong thing. There's no way where you could know that there might be a wrong point. No, if it's open for discussion,
Okay.
right? If it's neither a right or wrong thing. It's a preference, right? And your wife has been talking to you time and time again that your mother's trying to kill her or something.
Wow.
You understand? And she don't like when it is that she's in the house for 3 months when she said she wanted to stay for the weekend, right? And she keeps on edging, and you see it. And then they get into a back and forth.
Yeah.
Whilst is you're trying to basically watch your NUI stuff, right?
Yeah.
Disrupting your peace. And then they turn to you and say, "Hey, Emmanuel, who you siding with?"
You probably have to go with the wife, innit? Why? Because in what you said, I know my mom is wrong. So that adds to it. If I know and I sat and I
That's not what I
believe, no, you said something in it that made me say, okay, cool. You've decided it for me.
Okay, then let me spin it for you.
That's
Yeah.
what I said.
Because what he's saying is, if you're in a situation where your mum's got to come stay at your yard, there's only supposed to be a short period of time. She's extended the welcome. It's overstayed. Yeah. Is there a point? It's grating against your wife now. Yeah. Is there a point where you kick your mum out, or is she allowed to stay for perpetuity?
No, I'd have to speak to her and say, no, remember, this is the agreement, innit? Like, you came here, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'll do that. 100%.
I hope so. How about you?
What was the story?
What?
If your mum's got to come and stay with you, then it's only supposed to be 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and now we're getting to like 2 months in, 3 months in.
Okay.
And it's grating against your wife now. Your mum ain't actually doing anything wrong. She just not overstayed the welcome. She just extended the trip longer than the thing. But obviously, you're fine with the situation, it's mumsy. But wifey is grating on her. You kick mummy out.
It depends. I think there's too much nuance in it. It depends why she's there. What's going on? What's happening?
I just said too
She's
much
not
nuance.
listening, you know.
Who's my mum?
you
I can't relate to this. My mum don't do
Mummy's
that.
overstayed welcome. Whatever's going on, whatever plan she had, they're scarpered and she's here longer than she should be. You are happy. It's mum. It's fine. You can afford to look after everything's fine as far as you're concerned. Wifey wants her gone.
Oh, no, man.
Huh?
I don't know. Someone. Why you annoyed with my mum, bro? Why the dickhead?
I don't know
Why you annoyed with my mum? What's going on? What's happening? You're not giving me enough. Like,
No,
I
but
can't.
he's saying that like your mum is doing certain things in the house, innit? Like that's making you.
So it's all hypothetical. My mum's being annoying.
Yes, it's all
Everything is
Remember, none of this applies to
Alright,
us.
cool. Then
Yeah.
I'm telling my mum, what's going on? You're like, fix up. What's happening?
No,
Why
but it's
are you
only
doing that?
annoying to your gal. Like she might be cooking up after, cleaning up after, so like
Yes,
it's
Brent
only annoying to your gal. Like the stuff that she's doing, it's your mum. You've raised, lived like this.
I got to talk to both of them then.
No, but you just reminded me of what Brent said, and you see it too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what made me. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, because if
Okay.
she's antagonizing your wife and thing,
That's-
you can see what's going
yeah,
on. That's different.
mad.
You got to take a stance
Yeah.
at some point. But
That's
I'm saying,
mad.
no, you're oblivious.
Okay.
You, in the situation, and you, E-Man, you are happy with this setup. You're even bringing you back old memories. You ain't been around your mum in so long. You get me? Nostalgia. You like this. This is what you grew up on. You like this. But your wife wants her out of it.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm talking to both. I'm talking to both of them. What's going
Yeah.
on? My mum, you're doing something that's annoying. Stop it. My wife, relax. It's my mum. That's it. I'll talk to them separately.
So she's staying then, basically.
My fucking mum, bro. What the fuck are you not talking about? It's my mum, bro.
That's cool. You got a Jesus cross on your hat.
No, so from
It's a
Noah.
Jesus cross.
It's not Jesus cross. It's
And
Noah.
Noah's also biblical.
It is. The brand's
Got a
hard
Jesus
as well.
hat on.
Whatever you say, yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's get to the headlines.
All right, let's go.
All right, people. So our first set of headlines. Downing Street has said that the government will be looking carefully at what money can or cannot be recouped after it scrapped the Rwanda deportation scheme. So a number 10 spokesperson said any savings would be redirected to a new border security command to tackle small boat crossings. The Rwanda government said it had fully upheld its side of the agreement. And the Rwanda scheme, which originated under the Conservatives, aimed to deter small boat crossings in the Channel by sending some people who arrived in the UK illegally to the East African country. However, the plan was stalled by legal challenges and no migrants were sent there prior to the election. Next headline, and the Conservative Party have announced a reshuffle, man. So the former ministers and the returning MPs make the transition into becoming the new shadow cabinet. Lord Cameron has resigned from Rishi Sunak's front bench, having been the foreign secretary before Labour's victory on Thursday, and has now been replaced in the shadow role by his deputy, Andrew Mitchell. Also, despite clinging on to a seat in last week's vote, Richard Holden has quit as the Tory party chairman, with Richard Fuller taking his place in the interim. Writing in his resignation letter, Mr. Holden said that there needed to be a thorough review into the general election campaign, but it would best take place with a new set of eyes to help provide the clearest view. And our last set of headlines, Northern Ireland's party leaders have given the new Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, a warm welcome to Stormont. Constructive, productive and positive are some of the words that they use to describe their meeting with the first Labour Prime Minister in 14 years. Sir Keir Starmer met the first and deputy first ministers as well as executive and opposition representatives at Stormont as part of his first official visit to Northern Ireland since taking up the role. He was accompanied by the new Northern Ireland Secretary Hilary Benn and his Chief of Staff and former senior Stormont civil servant Sue Gray. The Prime Minister travelled to Scotland at the weekend and went to Cardiff after leaving Belfast. And that's it for our headlines.
All right, let's get into what you're saying, topic of the day.
All right, people. Today's topic of the day. So there's a clip that I want Brent to play. It's from Dr. Umar talking about relationships in terms of acknowledging people's truth. I don't obviously want to stay on the relationship stuff, but I do want us to kind of look at that and see if that relates to other areas of life in terms of conversation and understanding people's, I guess, worldview, right? So the question is acknowledging someone's truth just as important as the truth in reality? Right? Is that a good way to find middle ground? Is it necessary? Is it stupidity?
What are you saying?
Is acknowledging someone's truth. So my truth is that just as important as the truth in reality.
More of these questions in the future, please. This is a good one.
All right.
Well done, Emmanuel.
Potentially dangerous though.
Give yourself a pat on the back.
This guy. It is potentially dangerous. But let's
Hey,
get into it.
yeah.
Let's get into it. But yeah, Brent
let's clean this
play
up,
the Dr. Umar clip, and then we'll move on from there.
Is that good, yeah?
Yes, please. Thank you. How are you?
Right on time.
The traffic was annoying. But yeah.
You missed a good topic though. We were just talking about.
Yeah,
something.
I really was itching to get here.
Damn.
Crap.
I feel like you would have agreed with me as well.
No, I wouldn't have.
What?
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
No, I wouldn't have.
Wait for you to come.
Just-
Real world experience.
What, you want to be put on top of your man's?
No,
Mum.
you were going too far. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my days.
You were going too far. Like
Go on,
the way. Is
Go
this
on,
the
go
way
on.
you relate
He
on
was
the
still-
on
he
the
was
general
still sucking on the
basis?
teat.
Go on.
No, but is this the way you relate on the general basis? Like the way you're coming across is like no effing way. Like brother,
My
calm
mum.
down, calm
My
down.
mum.
No,
Crystal telling Ramsey to calm
no,
down.
calm down, my brother, because that was a bit like, hey,
100%.
What
the
was?
vim, the
I'm
vim was a
confused.
bit too much for me personally. Like
What
I
was?
don't
You
get.
don't rate mummy's boys, isn't it?
No, I don't rate mummy's boys at all.
Oh, I love my mum.
It's not about being a mum.
No. There's
about
a
being a
difference
mum's
between
boy.
loving your mum and a mummy's boy. Let's be
100%.
clear. There's a difference.
Whatever you call it, I love my mum.
There's a distinction.
That's-
100%.
Whatever you say.
There's a
Do you know what it
distinction,
is?
but the way you was going, asking, like, with I can get where someone like if we're married, like it's me and you in this. Like, I get that you still love your mum 100%, and look, let's be clear, I'm Nigerian, so I get the culture. That I'm not saying that, but there is certain things. In certain matters, you should not hold your mum above me. I'm sorry.
Do you think you should take priority over the mum if you're married all the time?
No, in certain instances, I can see where there would be different of points, or where that she may take precedence, but not the way you was going is like it's a matter of fact, like it's across the board, and that any girl that says it is crazy, and I don't think that's true.
You missed my point then.
I don't think that's true.
You completely missed my point.
No, you were
missed
saying
lot
as a
what I
matter of
said.
fact.
No. You missed my point. I said if I'm dating a girl and she wants to be put on top of my mum, it's not happening. That's exactly what I said. So what was another point I said that you disagreed with?
What about when you get married? Does that change?
I'm talking about married.
Yeah, but does marriage change that?
But I said the vim in the beginning was about dating.
Does marriage change
Yeah,
that?
but I thought
But
that
it
wasn't
depends.
a topic though.
It all
It wasn't
depends.
if you're married, because you lot were saying you lot were holding it down for the married folk. So that's why I was holding. I was like, I don't understand what we're talking about dating.
Oh,
I
no,
get
no.
that in a dating stage. Why would you? That don't make no sense. Yes, my mum's still gonna.
But that was brought up in the beginning.
Because that's
it
temporary.
goes back to what they said in the beginning when I'm saying once you get married and you have a child, does your family take precedence over the family? And if the fact that you're saying no, that means your wife is never really going to be above your mum because your mum's the head of the family or like one of the heads in it, if that makes sense. So if that's your mindset, your wife, it doesn't matter what your wife does, she's never going to be above your mum.
Like Emmanuel said, we go by facts. So when he said he brought up the thing about the child, and you said that giving the baby water was detrimental to the baby, but my mum in her old school ways wants to do something else, and I'm gonna side with facts. That's it. It's got nothing to do with who's head, who's that. It's to deal with facts.
But it's still you're bringing outside influences into your relationship and you're not seeing it because of your connection to the outside influence. So because it's your mum, you know what I'm trying to say? Because you have a direct relationship with them, because it's your mum, you're jaded by what's going on. But really, it's an outside influence that's you're making take precedent over your wife, whereas she needs to be here with you. You two are the head of the household now.
But you both could be wrong though. Like,
That's what I'm saying. I
like,
don't understand.
this is why it's important to have that African mentality of the village raises the child. Like, why do you think you could just find someone, have a kid, and all of a sudden you know everything? Just roll off into the sunset. No, like we are who we are because of everybody else. That's my mentality. You know what I'm saying? So, in the same way, I know this may be a bad thing, but I know in the future, when I'm a granddad, boy, it was grace. I'm going to be talking. I'm going to say certain things. You know what I'm saying? I know this. Why? Because of the love I have for my kids and their kids, etc., etc. If I feel like I've got wisdom to give to you guys that you guys don't have right now, I'm going to let you know. 100%. Nothing's going to make me keep my mouth closed. So in the same way, I understand it may be frustrating sometimes to hearing it from the parents at times, right? But in my sober mind, I fully understand it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's necessary for a family to be a family.
Okay then, so if the shoe's on the other foot and the roles are reversed and it's the in-laws, but it's her dad, she don't put you above her dad. He's essentially the man of your house because he's what he says is gonna go.
See, all this is very generic. It's all very broad. Like all the things I brought out was broad.
Yeah, and I like it how they only honed in on the mum. So the dad can't be is just the mum. So if your wife has now held her
It's
dad
too
above
broad.
you,
It's too broad.
if your
Now it's too broad and
if your
generic.
wife has
I never
held
said
your
it,
dad above you, have you got issue with that? No. Have you got issue with that?
You need to calm down.
No, I'm talking the same vim. I'm talking the same vim as
You need to
you.
calm down.
I'm talking the same vim as you.
I'm
talking the same vim as you.
Hey, landed.
Go. Let him
Holy
finish.
shit, have I landed?
Land.
Whoa.
I've come to do fire with fire because Ramsey had a vim before. So
The vim wasn't
I'm
even
meeting you.
towards you.
We're conversating.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Proceed.
mind. I don't mind. That's her dad. And this is what I'm saying is very broad.
Yeah.
If we're talking about certain circumstances and she wants to do whatever her dad is, his birthday or it's his house or it's his celebration or it's his gathering, who am I to say what he needs to do? That's his people. Obviously, I'm speaking as someone who's been married for over 8 years. I'm speaking as someone who's in a happy marriage. I get along with all my in-laws. I'm in a good place. I think I'm in a place in which I can speak and say that I know what I'm doing is somewhat right because I'm in a good space right now. But what I'm saying is, on a broader term, I love my mum. That makes me mummy's boy, so be it. I don't give a shit. But there's situations in which we try to look at facts and we all try to look at what's right for everyone. Especially if it's got to do with like health, raising my child, and basically medical versus cultural. Am I making sense? Because I don't want to start going into detail like personal life. But there's stuff that my parents used to do that I don't want to do, that science has now backed up and said it doesn't work out for the child. So in that instance where my mum's like, I think you're doing it wrong, but then I've gone to her and say, nah, mum, this is this and this and this. And my mum said, all right, cool, whatever you want to do, it works out. Then I've taken me and my wife's precedence over my mum's. But the car thing was a broad thing that Brent brought up. I'm going to put my mum in the front. I don't see what the big deal is. I think women that want to be above their significant others, mum is weird. That's a weird complex.
No, but why are you making it an environment where it seems like they're competing? So therefore, there's no contest.
It sounds like competition to me.
You're making it that way, though. You are actually making that way. So
show me. Show me how
you're
it is.
creating that environment to me.
It sounds like
personally.
it, though. To me, it sounds like it.
Yeah, but you're creating that. That's what I'm saying.
Show me another perspective.
Because when you start doing that, I feel like that's when the mum was like, yeah, I'm top dog here. Forget your wife. I am actually top dog here because my son said so. So I feel like that is creating an environment where that is going to breeds that kind of contention to me. That personally,
I get what you're saying, but remember, it came from the question of what would you do in that situation? Not that you're trying to be like, okay, as we walk into the car, mum, make sure you sit in the front. It's not that. It's just, for example, let's just say you went in the house, came back, and they're both looking at each other. Like, more so that.
yeah. And then when they're both looking at each other, then what happens?
That is what he said, isn't it?
Mum going in front.
They don't look at each other. My mum goes in front.
No. At the point where they're both looking at each other, what then happens?
It doesn't happen. My mum goes in the front. That's what I'm
Give them
saying.
the grub. I say, look, I'll
There's
just walk
never
right to the
been
front.
a
I say,
beef
look,
between my wife and my mum,
fight,
ever.
man. You don't fight, man. To the victor goes the spoils, man.
But in the same breath,
Nothing to
in
do
the
with
same
me.
breath, I also did say that mums who move like they want to go above the significant other is also weird. I'm speaking from a place of privilege where my mum's not like that, my wife's not like that, so it's never been anything that I had to deal with. They both understand they need to respect everyone. There's mutual respect between everyone. So I've never dealt with that. I was saying from the perspective of if I'm dating a girl or she's moving like, or she's saying stuff in which she's saying she needs to be above my mum, you're a weirdo, bruv. I'm not dating you. And it goes that way for my mum. If she's moving, I'm saying, mum, you're moving mad. I need to be able to get married and date someone without you making some kind of hierarchy. That doesn't exist. But the hierarchy in my family don't exist. But the whole thing is, yeah, that's basically where I was at. I think you definitely misunderstood me.
But some of these conversations are like, because like, again, I could be wrong, but I envision you, Christy, yeah, being in that situation and just giving the seat to your husband's mum.
How much do I like her? No. To be fair, I don't sweat over that kind of stuff.
Because it's
like,
not, you know what I mean?
But again, it depends on the environment that's been bred. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
Certain times, there are mummy's boys. Let's be clear.
Yeah, of
and I'm
course.
not saying because you love your mum, you're a mummy's boy.
Yeah, of course.
Those two things are mutually. I'm not saying that because you could love your mum, and still create some type of boundary where mummy doesn't think.
100%.
Like, get off the breast, I beg. It's not every day suck your mum's breast.
What's the difference between the two then? How do you stipulate the two?
In terms of what?
Between someone, a
Loving your
man
mum
who
and
loves
being
his
a
mum
mummy's
and a
boy.
mummy's boy. What is the two difference?
I don't know where it is.
No, there's a difference because, again, the way you if I can see that you kind of lay down like, mum, like this is my wife. Like, you know, there's to be certain conversations or certain things had where I'll know that he's made it clear that, mum, this is my wife. So certain things you ain't even got to say on. Sorry.
Is there no particular actions that say, like, I'm assuming from what you're saying, the mummy's boy is someone who calls his mum every day. Something like an extreme example. Is someone who talks to his mum every day, someone who puts the needs of the mum above the wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a mummy's
makes
boy.
sense.
At every turn, you're turning to
Yeah,
mummy.
that makes sense.
Every turn, your mum must now be
yeah.
involved.
He can't make a decision without
Yeah,
talking to his
yeah.
mum. Okay.
Every turn, your mum has a say so.
Yeah, but that in the same extreme that I don't like women who want to be above the other person's parent. That's the other side of it, which is also weird. That's a weird thing. If you're seeing that and you're dating someone and they can't do nothing without talking to mum or dad, that's a weird thing.
Or for me, now I feel like certain times I feel like you should be able to correct your parents. They're your parents, but some people don't want to do that even.
No, I'm laughing because you came and you clearly misunderstood me.
No, I'm not saying
not
you.
saying you.
I'm not saying you. I'm talking generally.
From the beginning, you came with the vim and you clearly misunderstood me.
Brent asked if I agreed with you, and I said no.
Okay, alright.
It was as simple as that.
But I feel like, do you still know what I'm saying, even though I've articulated myself?
No, because you've made emphasis on dating partner. I wasn't talking about dating partner.
Okay.
That one I completely was like,
misunderstood.
I don't understand. Anybody who you're dating, if they're now coming to talk about your mum, you can't do this, your mum. What are you doing?
You're weirdo, yeah.
What are you doing?
You're weirdo. But yeah, we digress. Sorry.
You're going
Sorry,
back to the matter.
Man had a question to ask.
What are you rating that?
Hey, we might need this, man. Basically, there's a picture of Sir Keir Starmer. Actually, you know what? This is actually from Miss Dawn Butler's Twitter account.
Oh, Dawn's done that.
Yeah, she said Labour government showing off the melanin.
Excuse me?
So we've got Keir Starmer with Dawn Butler. We've got Keir Starmer. Okay, no, we've got Dawn Butler with a bunch of black women and
Brown women.
others. And then we've got obviously Mr. David Lammy with Dawn Butler as well. All right, people. So, like I was saying, yeah, the question is acknowledging someone's truth just as important as the truth in reality?
You told somebody you were going to ask a question before you moved on to the topic of the day, didn't you?
Are you going to play a video or something?
No, he said, I'll ask that to Jay Good.
Oh, yes, thanks. Basically, the same thing that we're talking about, yeah. If you switch up the scenario, Jay Good in the chat said, switch it up. Who are you serving food to first? Your dad or your husband?
My husband.
Cool.
Is my dad not got his wife?
No, but yeah, but like they're in your house though, innit? So they're both there watching the game, right? Together, sitting side by side.
I would do it to my husband, I can't lie.
Okay, cool.
My
Is
dad
that
must
something you care about though? Like, are you doing it with the intention, like, I'm gonna make sure I serve my husband first, or who cares? Like,
instinctively that would just happen. I can't because I'm just used to it being in the home, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me take a thought. My dad's here. Let me serve him first. I'll just do it off of normally because I'll just serve the food or whatever. So it's not something I'm gonna be so mindful of.
that's
but
weird. Like, who cares?
if I'm now taking thought or something, it would just be in habit, to be honest.
But even at your parties, like you serve like kids and old people and stuff first and stuff. So really, you're supposed to make sure the old people in my pattern. You get me? You got to look after the pups and mumsy first in them situations and in group settings.
I'll be honest with you, yeah. The way I see it is, I would have no problem if her father gets served first.
But who puts credence in that stuff? You're weird if you do. That's probably
You know what
why
I'm
you're
That's
finding
what-
it hard.
Are you gonna
You'll
actually
find it
take
hard to
issue with
be-
that as a husband?
No, I wouldn't.
That's
take
why
issue.
most
I
men
would
are
even
single.
get up and ask him what drink he wants. You know what I'm saying? Be like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Here's your drink, and wait for my food to come. Like, I just don't
It's
see.
weirdo behavior, bro. It's weird.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand why you would want. Like, he's the elder. He's the elder. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? But you know, if the food came to me first, I eat it. So it's not a
That's what I'm
problem.
saying. Yeah, exactly. If it came to you first, now you'd be like, no, give it to your dad.
I think I'd respect either way. I'd respect that if you gave it to me first and you respected me as the elder and as the head of the table and you dealt with me the right way. I could also see like if my daughter's got a husband and you're being a good wife. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you're being a good wife and you're showing traits that are just showing that you're here looking after your husband. I could respect.
That's true.
I could respect either one.
Exactly.
That's
That's what I'm
true.
saying. That's
Yeah,
why
100%.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't be a big fault for me.
Actually, I'll probably look and see. Yeah, I raised you well.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. All right. So, Brent, can you play the clip, please?
To remain quiet while she's expressing her points about me. Everything she just said may be wrong. She may have accused me of cheating. She may have accused me of all kinds of things. But guess what? This is her truth in this moment. Let me shut the up. Let her say what she needs to say. When she's done, reflective listening. Baby, you believe the reason I came home at 1 o'clock last night because I was over my baby mom's. Is that how you feel? Do you believe that? Okay, let me try to prove it. You see? Let me try to prove to you that I was not there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The problem with us, because most of us was raised by women, we get a little bitchy. You see that? So when our queen get bitchy, we want to get bitchy right back. That's not the behavior of a man. That's not masculine. Masculinity says she's in her pain. And because she's in her pain, I'm going to validate her even if she's incorrect, because I don't ever want her to feel that I don't understand where she's coming from. To remain quiet while she's expressing her points about me. Everything she just said may be wrong. She may have accused me of cheating. She may have accused me of all kinds of things. But guess what? This is her truth in this moment. Let me shut the up. Let her say what she needs to say. When she's done, reflective listening. Baby, you believe the reason I came home at 1 o'clock last night because I was over my baby mom's. Is that how you feel? Do you believe that? Okay, let me try to prove it. You see? Let me try to prove to you that I was not there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The problem with us, because most of us was raised by women, we get a little bitchy. You see that? So when our queen get bitchy, we want to get bitchy right back. That's not the behavior of a man. That's not masculine. Masculinity says she's in her pain. And because she's in her pain, I'm going to validate her even if she's incorrect, because I don't ever want her to feel that I don't understand where she's coming from.
Cool.
Emmanuel chose violence today.
No. I'm not even keeping it on this, so to
Wait.
speak.
Let me just read this comment.
Yeah.
The world keeps trying to teach men to shrink themselves in order to make room for women and their big emotions. This only gets you to a point where there will no longer be any room for the man and his feelings. There must be a balance. Women live in their feelings and not in reality. Men live in reality. You are not doing her a favor by validating her delusion. That is called enabling. You can validate someone's feelings and still challenge them to grow. Validating delusion is a setup for failure because a man cannot happily live his life this way.
Cool. What made you read that person's comment?
It was just here. It was just here.
All right.
I'm interested to hear your takes on this. This is so interesting.
Well, like I said, I kind of just wanted to start here, but to kind of see if we can apply this to other conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, could be about race, could be about whatever. First, I guess, you hearing this, what's your thoughts on this, you guys? Is there credence to what you're saying? Is this the best way to approach it?
I don't know. I ain't really mature enough to do all that. To be totally honest with you, I can't have someone talking nonsense to me. So I can't sit down and validate your feelings. Your feelings are incorrect. They're based off nonsense. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you shouldn't even have these feelings. I'm gonna feel the need to steer you down the right path and, you get me, and give you the right information that you need so you can make a proper decision, an informed decision on how you should even be feeling. So I hear you that sitting down and that, but it's gonna, when you're pumping stuff at me, you're hitting me with stuff, and I know it's nonsense, I'm gonna have to challenge it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not gonna feel cool with you feeling this way about it because you're just mistaken. You're just wrong. You get me? And I need to put you right. You get me? So I'm not mature enough to just sit here and just listen to you tell me nonsense. I'm gonna be cutting you off. every wrong turn you take. Well, no, that ain't true. Well, no, you shouldn't think this because you get me. So if that's me not validating your feelings and your emotions, then fair enough, man. But yeah, I can't take nonsense. You know what I'm trying to say? That I can't take nonsense. You're telling me things that are not true, and you're feeling and it's just like it's just stupidity. I don't want you to be stupid. You know what I'm trying to say? That I don't want you to be stupid. You walk around feeling all these things and saying all these things, and what you're saying is wrong and absolute nonsense. I need to, but I'm the one with the knowledge that I know what's right. I need to share it with you. I need to put you on, so you're not walking around looking like an idiot. because this is just embarrassing. You get me? You don't even know how you look. You think you're upset and anything, but I'm saying you just like an idiot to me. You get me? So.
All right, okay. Ramsey, what are you thinking?
To deal with the specific situation he brought up, why are you accusing me? Or she? Because he said you were cheating, you were this, you were that. Why is she in a environment, or why is she of the mind that you're cheating? What have you done to put her in that space? Because I agree with Margs. If I haven't built or haven't created an environment to make her think that I'm cheating, or I haven't told anything, I've never done anything, she's accusing me of cheating, then I need to understand what's going on. Because even the fact that you're accusing me, to me, is heavy. That's a heavy thing. So you'd have to talk to her and see where she's coming from, what's happening, do you know what I mean? So it all boils down to communication. So there's obviously been a breakdown of communication between, personally, if there would be a breakdown for my wife to accuse me of cheating, so I'd have to say, what are you talking about?
I don't think it's a case of her being like accusing you outright, but
I'm
more so.
only going by what Dr. Uma said.
Yeah. Even that is. I feel like he's kind of implying that from how she's behaving and what she's saying.
Okay.
Just more so like, wait a minute. So you went to your baby mum's house. You spent how long over there? You went there 3 times a week? Like that sort of thing. So it's not like a straight accusation, but it's more so like questioning you about things that you think is pretty much normal.
That's fine. I don't see issue with that, because you need to understand where she's coming from. If she's already just probing and she's already just asking you questions, I think it's only safe to say that you need to understand why she's feeling that way, because you need to be able to put yourself in their shoes and see how would you feel if it was you and you were doing these actions, you were dealing with your partner doing these actions. So it's all down to open communication. And I don't think it necessarily goes with the whole that's their truth, because it seems like she's more probing. If she's accusing, then that's her truth. But if she's probing, then she's only fishing for information. I feel like it's, you know what I mean? That's why I went with the accusation part.
But even based on that, her fishing, but then maybe not being satisfied with your answers. See, and then it goes into the accusation.
That's crazy.
Now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Are you validating her truth? Are you understanding where it's coming from?
No, you're chatting shit. If you're accusing me, we've already had the conversation. You've probed. I've given you the answers. It may seem as one thing. That's something that I can understand, I can empathize with. But to be accused of it is a whole other thing. You're moving mad. Like, why are we doing this? What have I done to make you feel like this? How personally, how dare you even accuse me? That's me. That's me.
Okay.
If your girl wanted to go through your phone, would you let her?
Yeah. It's no problem.
If like, obviously you being stand up and straight, but she's moving like you're doing something wrong.
I'd love to. Here you go. In fact, it'll make me more angry. There you go. I've shown you nothing, and you've come out of something with thin air, and to validate, there you go. Look, go through whatever you want to go through.
It'll make you more angry, you said?
Yes. Because then she's not going by what I am saying. And if I've given you no reason not to trust me to the point where you need to go through my phone, something's wrong. Something's now wrong. That's why I would get even more angry. Even my words, someone who's never broken your trust before, you now need to validate your own feelings past my words to look at my phone. That's crazy.
Christy, what are you thinking?
I guess it's funny because it's always based off the woman is always the emotional one.
Yeah, I want you to even switch it. So I want it to be a thing where he is basing something on, like he's got his truth, and you're grounded in reality.
Brent, why are you laughing?
This guy.
Why are you laughing?
Terrorist.
Why are you laughing, Brent?
How would you deal with that
No,
situation?
I want him to answer why he's
Yeah, you
laughing.
got to answer. How much time are you going to give to his opinion, which he thinks is fact, is truth, and you know it not to be?
I tend not to go back and forth, to be honest. I know it seems like I do, but I tend to not. So you can be. It's either one way or the other.
Okay.
So you can, after you've said what you've said, my stance is still my stance.
Okay. Brent, what about you? What are you thinking?
That's a question.
In that situation, so you believe that your truth is the absolute truth, it's the reality of the situation, but the person you're talking to is has their truth. How much are you acknowledging it?
So
Are you validating it?
I've come a long way, right?
All right.
And I know that when this person is in this particular state, it affects that person's physiology,
Okay.
right? So even if I was to give logic and reason without looking to acknowledge the emotion that is being expressed, it's pointless. Absolutely pointless. So I'd have to wait until there's a time when that particular person isn't mad and swallowed up by how they were expressing themselves, and then approach it. And still tactically, calm, while still acknowledging how they're feeling. Because I could be saying that this is the truth, but however they're wired, they also believe that it's true. Do you understand? So I've changed a lot, because back in the day, I wouldn't have done all that acknowledgement stuff. I would have just said, nah, stop being stupid. This is crap, right? And that will lead nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
So you feel, okay, give them their time.
Yeah.
Is that time away or time to just express how they want to express it in the way?
Express it.
In whatever way they feel?
Go.
So then, what if this is their default stance? And have you got a certain amount of time, and then after, like, have they got like a certain amount of time to be able to do this? And then you say, and then you nip it in the bud, or can they just do it forever? Can they just feel how they want forever? They can just put 2 and 2 together and get 64 anytime they feel like, and then feel how they feel, and take it out on you essentially, or you're gonna be feeling the effects of it because they're in their feelings, feeling away, and they're always totally wrong, or always jumping to conclusions or whatever. And I always have to validate your emotions, and I always have to take this bombardment of you and your nonsense.
It's a good question you're asking. Host the good questions you're asking. First of all, how much do I love this person?
A lot.
And how much do I value this person?
A lot.
And if I know that the way their brain thinks, if I've done certain things, I know that it could trigger other things in the head.
Okay, fair. That's
right?
fair play.
Especially if it is to have experiences, not with me,
Other people.
other people. Do you understand? So I would even look to move in a manner in which it doesn't even trigger that, right? But if it does, I'll wait, and then talk about it. Because that's when it is, the mind is not like that, going crazy like that. Do you understand? As in, just busy. And you can't be talking to anybody when their mind's busy like that. You can't. You can't reason with anybody when their mind's busy like that. You can't. And that's just me. And I think I would do that with a man, just as I'll do it with a woman. If I know that, okay, how your brain works, I'll be like, all right, cool. Now I've acknowledged that. It's on me now to move differently. If I care about them. If I don't care about them, I'm not doing all of that. I'm not. But that's just me though. And I told you, I've changed. I've changed.
And your changes for the better, you feel?
Me, for me, 100%.
Yeah.
If it is I want to communicate with that person's valuable in my life, 100%. Okay. And remember, I don't have to do the same thing with other people.
All right.
Just with this person, because this person, this is how they communicate. And once I know how they communicate and they don't communicate, I adopt that profile and I move accordingly. And I would love for somebody else to do the same for me, because I keep telling you all sometimes I don't think the way some of y'all think. How I formulate my thought patterns into the next, it's not the same as y'all. So I would ask for grace in certain circumstances, right? When I scream for context, I need it before I can continue. Like, I cannot compute continuing a conversation without the context needed for me to understand the exchange. Do you understand? And I see it the same way. I've now told you how I like to communicate. And if it is that you love me and appreciate what we're doing here, then you would abide by that. If not, then cool, what we're doing here. So I think it's the same thing in my head. It may not be the same thing in your head, but if I care for you, if I value you, I'm taking the time.
What if the argument or the discussion was time dependent, time sensitive? So it was like, cool, we need to decide this in the next half an hour. How much grace are you giving to that? Are you like, okay, cool, you know what? I'm going to let you have this particular thing now, and maybe the next time, the next situation, I'm going to remind you of that one so that I get my turn? Are you going to allow yourself to get, take that L? Or is it more so try and help her to speed up her wrongness so you can get to correcting it in that half an hour time?
Yeah. So you answer that.
Okay, cool. That last one.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, is the time-dependent thing, the outcome, going to collapse us? Because if that's the case, I'm not doing that. I'm going to collapse to myself.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Okay.
And people should be making decisions if it is that, like, their brains, like, mash, and they don't know how to operate when their brain is mashed. They shouldn't be making a decision.
Okay. So let's take this out of relationships now. Do you guys feel like some of the things that you just mentioned there, Brent, in terms of acknowledging that person's feelings, how they see things, should be applied to wider context? Now, granted, like you said, you live in that house with that person, right? You're going to have a family with that person. You have a family with that person. In the wider context now, you may be sharing a country with said people. You ain't leaving no time soon. Do you feel like that same approach should be applied here? Where it's like, cool, I can acknowledge that this is your truth. This is how you see the world. This is how you see me. And so I'm going to give you that time to express it at this time, the third. Or nip it in the bud. This is foolishness. I'm not entertaining the conversation.
I need a specific example. What are you
Okay,
leading
so
to?
can I have like a
Yeah.
scenario?
Okay. Since yesterday, we were talking about Farage.
Okay.
Right? So Farage, for example, has an idea about immigrants. The fact that every now and again, he'll talk about, for example, trigger warning people. Big trigger warning. You know the whole situation with, was it the gang? You know what I'm talking about, innit?
The grooming gang.
Thank you. Oh, it's only the people that from Pakistani, you know what I mean? Them type of backgrounds there. This is not a white thing. It's not a traditionally English thing. And if he looks at the stats, he may have the evidence to prove that. Obviously, he's ignoring the other factors that's contributed to this, but at least from his perspective, he's got something to back up his claims. Oh, we're wasting X amount of money on the NHS, we don't need as many migrants, whatever it may be. Are we giving time to somebody like Nigel Farage to express himself, or are we deeming him a racist and he's nonsensical and nipping it in the bud from the beginning and not even sitting down with him to have that conversation? What's the most productive thing for the long term? How are you approaching it?
Oh no, I care about truth.
Okay.
I don't care. Like, feelings are all good. I told people emotions are for movies and stuff. It doesn't matter how it looks or how it makes you feel or how it makes you think. What is important. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's not like I'm trying to give any flipping racists grace or anything like that. But it's like, if you're just gonna ignore context and stuff like that, then you're never really gonna get to the answers. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you're never gonna understand and look, I'm not saying that that the end result's good. So I'm not saying how they feel is good or how they feel is right or whatever it may be, but they actually feel like this, and it's important. If you're not gonna look at why they feel like this or why they've come to these conclusions, then it's just we're not gonna that any dialogue's not really gonna be genuine. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't see how it's gonna help. So sometimes, obviously, it doesn't matter. Obviously, especially when you're on the receiving end of racism and prejudice and all these biases and stuff, like, it kind of doesn't matter how they come to that conclusion certain times. So I get where you're coming from, but to just ignore people and understanding why they feel like what he's saying, like, if he's got the numbers to prove what he's saying and how he's going to use these stats and how he's going to use and push this rhetoric is probably going to be in a racist way, which is going to be detrimental to certain people or whatever. But are we just supposed to ignore facts? Like, I don't like ignoring facts. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? And especially when people pick and choose how the truth is. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I've said it on, like, if a white person says, if a black person says the truth about black people and black culture, it could be accepted. If a white person says the truth about black people and black culture, it's met with vim and visceral, and it's not. But it's the same truth. And I get it, right message, wrong messenger, all these kind of things. But I just don't like that mindset, because it feels like you just living, you're just lying to yourself. Like, you get me? Just romanticizing stuff and fantasizing about reality and how it's supposed to be, when we're not actually taking, like, the facts though. And I prefer truths and facts. and at least be able to enough to gather enough information on why people feel like this. How did we get into this position in the first place? Why are they so this? You get what I'm trying to say? What is the actual experience? Like, are these things actually happening? It's like with my man, when they was chatting shit about the barbershops and all that, and residents saying, you understand that it's dangerous because they're using their platform for like to push dangerous rhetorics and stuff like that. But when then they reverse it back to the sweet shops on the high road, and we can all relate. We all know exactly what he's talking about. You know what I'm trying to say? We all know exactly what he's talking about. No one ain't buying these stupid American sweets. They're money laundering. I
feel like intentions getting lost though. I don't really agree with Emmanuel's example with Nigel Farage because he knows that's a lie. When he made that statement about the grooming gangs, he knew it was a lie.
Yeah.
So he's not living in his own truth. I feel like that's not necessarily. I get where you're coming from, but intention means a lot because a lot of racism is ignorance. So it's not necessarily the same with Farage. He knew that that most grooming gangs aren't from Asian descent. He was trying to spread hate. So that's not really his truth.
But there are a lot of things that he could back up though. You know, I can't think of any right now.
But there are loads of like probably doctored statistics or framed and
I don't think that's the case.
Basically what I'm saying is I don't think he believes that. I think he knows he needs to push that to help his agenda. Is basically what I'm saying. That's not necessarily his truth. Now, if we were to use it on what I think you really meant was to talk to an actual racist who is ignorant and their truth is black people are this, Muslims are this, and da-da-da-da, then no, we shouldn't accept their truth because their intention comes from hate. So I'm not going to talk to no one if their intention is to hate me. I don't give a fuck what you think. You're wrong. You haven't shown me. It's different to someone who wants to come up to me and say, yo, this is what I've learned and this is my past experience and this is what I think of said people. Is it right? That's very different to someone who goes, all Muslims are this. To me, intention means a lot. I don't have to accept no one's truth. If your truth comes from a place of hate, then go suck your mum. It's
the reality is all of anything doesn't exist, right? But if there's enough from that person's perspective to say, look, this is what the case is.
But anecdotes aren't facts. So you said their truth versus the truth. So I go with the truth. I don't care about the way they feel or what their past experience has told them.
The point I'm making is like what you consider your truth, you consider the truth, right? In this scenario.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because remember, you're battling the truth against their idea.
Yeah.
And that truth is also what you believe.
No, it's facts. I'm talking about
No, but it's
actual
also
facts.
something that you believe to be true as well, isn't it?
Damn, you're getting Terrence Howard on me, bruv.
No. Because they've got their truth and you're battling their truth with the truth.
Okay.
But that truth is also
the
something
truth
that
could be their interpretation of my truth is basically what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that truth that you're battling against theirs is also something that you believe too. Hence you taking that position to battle them, right? So what I'm saying is, what if they also see it as, okay, cool, my truth is a truth and I have something to back this up? Because I see it as almost the same thing in reverse. It's the reason why you're having this contention. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry to cut you. What is like someone's truth? Like all this my truth area is like someone's truth doesn't have to be true.
No,
it just has to be their truth.
Yes,
and you have to validate it and acknowledge it.
That's the
because
question.
It's there. So it does because truth is truth.
But unless it's theirs,
right? You can't be talking about my truth is if everything that your truth is nonsense. I don't understand. What do you want me to do?
Okay, watch this. I don't get into Volkswagens because it's not true, by the way. But my truth is I don't get into Volkswagens because every time I've been in one, 5 times I've been in a car crash. There's something about Volkswagens that I don't like, this, that, and the third, right? And I'm proving this to you. And this is the stats, this is the situation. Every single time, right? I didn't even know one time when I stepped into it. Woke up in a car crash, looked around, it was a Volkswagen. That sort of thing. And you're trying to battle that. Can I not say that's my truth?
But that's based in you got receipts. That's based in fact. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not based in.
But is it a fact that Volkswagens are
no? It's not.
That's prone to
this
crashes.
is why maybe this is why your truth and thing could be a thing because you've got receipts there though.
Okay.
So it's not a fact here that anybody that gets into Volkswagen crashes. That's not true. So if that's what you're going to tell me, we can argue that. But if you've got proof 5 times, you've been in a Volkswagen 5 times and 5 times you've crashed. Yeah. That's a fact.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say? That is a fact that no one can't take away from you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So that your truth is valid. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So no one can't. You can make that argument and talk and scream your truth, your truth, your truth. It's not based on conjecture or emotions or feelings. This is what's happened to me every time. I don't want to risk chance making it a sixth time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? You having an argument with someone is like the person making the argument against it ain't really got a leg to stand on because you got facts and you got receipts. Your truth is that is the truth. That's what happened to you. It's now if you start make believing stuff.
Let me add
if
this.
if you didn't crash, if you crashed one time,
And of course, yeah. But let me add this to the situation. We're both going somewhere now, so we have to decide on what car to take. The cheapest car is the Volkswagen. You're telling me every time you've been in a Volkswagen, nothing happens. And the reality is, there's no evidence to suggest that Volkswagen make crapper cars. Yeah, but I'm telling you, my truth is, every time I've been in one.
I don't know the science behind it. I don't know the logic. I don't know why this is even happening to me. But I can show you here in black and white the 5 times I've got into a Volkswagen, I've crashed.
Okay.
So you might be cool.
Yeah.
But this ain't my story.
Okay. All right.
And you shouldn't be able to make me get in this car.
All right then. So this is where we're going. Is there a caller?
No, I've switched off the phone.
Okay, cool. Call the Discord, people.
Jump on the Discord if it is you want to participate in the conversation.
Okay. So in that scenario there, you're saying what? No one should be able to force that person to get into that car.
No, because I've got receipts though. This ain't based on fantasy.
But it's not based on the overall reality.
It is reality if it happened.
So that means you're validating someone's truth then.
Because the truth is the truth. Because there's facts.
I think we could draw a parallel between this, and correct me if I'm wrong, we could draw a parallel between that car thing and the racist. Which is what you were doing, right? Bruv, get in the car, man. Shut up. Like, there's no... Get in the car, brother. What are you talking about? Get in the car. That's basically what we're trying to say to everyone else.
I've been in tens of hundreds of cars. And it's never happened. It's every time I get into this one.
Yeah.
The sample size is huge, actually. What do you mean?
To me, you're the problem. So
who's the problem in that scenario?
Yeah, the problem.
Who? The one who's been in the car, crashed every time?
Yeah, you're the problem.
Yeah, but would you expect me to get in the car 6 times?
I see what you're saying.
If I could,
so you can say all that. Clearly, that's a you problem.
Yeah, it is a me problem.
That's a you problem.
But if I could show you proof that I've crashed 5 times, you would expect me to come jump in the car 6. You'd be grudging me. You'd be mad at me.
I probably wouldn't waste my time convincing them to get into the car. That's me.
Okay.
Because I would even view you as a problem.
Because I wouldn't even want to get in the car with you.
The same way I would.
I'm not getting in the car with you.
A racist. I don't. Because my thing is, what's the end goal?
Not gonna lie, Mark sounds like a girl he would disagree with. What? What's that even mean?
Saying that you're preaching this the same thing that a woman would say. You're not saying it.
Oh.
What do you mean? What for in this car scenario?
Yeah, you know, understanding. You're relating now.
No, because the facts is facts.
Yeah, sure.
Again, because if someone just thinks they're gonna crash or whatever, but if, like I said, if you've got proof, you could show me hospital records that the 5 times you've been in this car you've crashed. What are we doing here? This is a truth.
But it doesn't make it the truth. That's the issue.
No, it is the truth.
Your truth and the truth is not the same thing. That's what we're trying to make that person understand. And I know you're playing devil's advocate, but that's what I'm trying to make you understand. What was the other mitigating circumstances that made you get into a crash? What was happening? There are other influences that could have led to you having a crash.
Okay, then so it's not true then. It's not true.
No,
that
is true.
It's not true that the 5 times I got into a Volkswagen I've crashed. That's not true.
No, that is true.
But that isn't the truth that all Volkswagen are more susceptible to crashes.
See, I'm not talking about all Volkswagens.
That's a different thing.
See?
No, don't do that, because what he is saying is that she has just reported what has happened. Now you are extrapolating that and saying she's saying every single time I go into
Margs,
I can guarantee you every time I go into this such and such, I'm gonna crash. That's a different thing.
That's what he said.
She's just relaying her experience.
Who's she? I'm lost.
Or me then. I've just relayed my experience.
Keep it to Margs, because you're gonna start confusing me. In Margs is person A. Person A said he's got receipts saying he doesn't want to step in a Volkswagen because every time he gets into one, he crashes. That is his truth. It doesn't make it the overarching truth.
No, it makes it true because they've just reported what has happened.
Is this like saying...
And then saying, this is why I don't want to get into another one.
Is this like saying...
We're saying the same thing.
When the black women say, oh, my experience with black men, and that's why I don't want to date black men.
I mean, one could use it in that.
Listen, talk on it, speak on it.
talking.
Speak on it.
And then you scream, no, not all of them are like that. Talking it, sis.
No, that's what I'm just remembering those clubhouse days, bringing sugar in.
Because I guess it could go to any. It could apply in any scenario.
No,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
you're right. So there is such thing as someone's truth, then, yeah. But
100%.
yeah, but then we have to like quantify that and see what that is, kind of thing. Not everybody's truth is true. Some people are going to weaponize that and talk about their truth, and it's not based in facts. And this is what the problem is. And you're going to mix up the two.
Okay.
Your truth, everybody's allowed their own truth, but it has to be based in facts. It has to be true.
Has to be fact.
Yeah, it has to be fact. You get what I'm trying to say? It doesn't have to be fact for everybody. You know what I'm trying to say? It doesn't have to be a fact that anybody that jumps in a Volkswagen crashes. That's not what it needs to be. But for it to be my truth, my experience needs to reflect that. That every time I've jumped in a Volkswagen, I've crashed. That is that is the truth. That's not my truth. That's the truth. Because you could not even know me, can go and get the crash records and check, and it's true. And anybody can go and cross-reference that and find out that that's what happened. That's not just my truth. That is the truth.
So you're gonna allow? All right, I guess it's down to the person. If they're gonna allow,
Yeah, but it's
themselves
only
to
your
limit-
truth because it's happened to you.
that's-
Five.
but you're
So
limiting
because
yourself.
If he's been in a Volkswagen 5 times and it hasn't happened, he would say no. But then what is he arguing? Then?
Same. Every Muslim I've gone into, they've shouted at me. They're aggressive. They're this. They're that.
Hey.
When
Just
the
'cause
oldest
you're-
saying
just
in the
'cause-
world, remember, two things can be true at the same time. This is what we
But
forget.
then you can't generalize all of them. You can't generalize all Muslims. You can't generalize a certain sect of people just because you've bumped into 5 that went.
No, and that's fine. So I'm not generalizing. I'm not talking shit about all Volkswagens. And you can get in any Volkswagen you want. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
I ain't getting in no blood clot Volkswagen.
You can't be. Do you know? I think you still kind of are, though. No, if you're not jumping in a Volkswagen ever again, you are generalizing all Volkswagens. That's what I'm getting from it.
Listen carefully. You must be a top-notch donut to get mashed up in a Volkswagen 5 times and you walk into the other one. You must be a top-notch donut.
Nah.
Oh, man, you used to do it.
Remember, you've been in other
you
cars, you
deserve
know,
it.
and it's
You
been
deserve
fine.
You
Whatever you
deserve
say,
it.
man. It's weird if you're chalking it up to a Volkswagen controlling whether you're getting into a crash as opposed to God, then whatever you want.
5 times?
This is mad.
5 times?
This is mad.
Because
Wait. We are presenting logic to him and he's screaming, no, I want to go with vibes.
this is why I thought you were
Wrong people, so no.
What vibes? I'm going with God, bruv. Just gotta get into a Volkswagen. What the fuck are you talking about? What's he talking about? Logic. The fuck you talking about? You get into a Volkswagen and that's it, bruv. God controls whether I have a car crash or not. What are we talking about?
But why did God choose all 5? Of those
It
actually
just so
three in
happens.
Volkswagen?
There could have been. It could have been a fact where Volkswagen's a lot more popular in my area. It could have been a thing where you got to use fucking. That's logic. You got to use. Oh, maybe there was like, say we use Toyotas.
Yeah.
The Prius is a lot more popular. Maybe every time I got into a minicab, it's a Prius. Every time I got into this, it's that. You got to think of other things. You're looking at it from one lens. You need to see it from other perspectives.
I'm glad you
And
mentioned
what we're
all
talking
this.
about.
I'm glad you mentioned this because I feel like we may not get to that if we don't acknowledge the person's truth, though. You know what I'm saying? Because then, like, to kind of just say it's nonsense, though, to say your 5 things didn't occur or it's just, I don't know, whatever, you may not get to the point where you actually can look at the other factors that actually determined that it was actually
That you had
a
a higher
Volkswagen.
probability of getting
Because
into a
of that.
Volkswagen as
You know what I'm
opposed to a Toyota, as opposed to Suzuki, as opposed to whichever.
Yeah, but isn't this depending on whether I'm invested enough to even get to that point with you? Because certain people, I couldn't care.
But the reason why I mentioned the whole thing about race and stuff is that it's because we live in a country where none of us are leaving soon. And so we have to have these interactions on a day-to-day.
I don't believe so.
Relationships as well. You have a you know what I'm saying, on a
believe so.
day-to-day. You don't.
What was
no?
it? Sorry, I missed that.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Not to say things can't happen. Obviously, yes, we're here and certain things happen. Yes, but I think there's a way. What word can I use? There's a way to go about. It's gonna sound bad, but kind of insulate yourself to an extent.
Okay.
Where certain things I don't need to have these kind of conversations on a daily basis.
Are we talking about to which person? The car person or racist?
The racist is the culprit. It's
Yeah.
the person
Oh, okay.
who's had
So,
access,
all right,
yeah.
cool. All right.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. What's the end goal realistically for me to see your truth? Because if we're talking about, for example, Nigel Farage,
Because the reason why I'm saying that,
what's the end goal for me to acknowledge his truth?
because of the fact that someone like him is becoming more popular. So somebody like him, more people having his viewpoints, will inevitably affect us. If, for example, he becomes opposition.
But that's where intention comes in. That's why that's a good question. If you're talking to someone who's living in fear of a certain sex of people, and you're teaching them not to, you're saying, look, you don't live in London, so you obviously haven't had many experiences with a certain type of person. Yes, I understand your anecdotes, but your anecdotes aren't the truth. I understand they're your truth, but it's not the truth. Let me try and show you that not all of these people are like that. But that's with the person wants to live life without fear of a certain type of people. But if you're talking about Farage is doing it for his own gain. His intention is to spread hate, is to spread the wrong rhetoric, to go up, because he knows the far right is the only way he's going to get elected and be in power.
Isn't that unfair to assume before you've had the conversation with him? So why can't he be just like somebody on the left that, let's just say a Corbyn, who doesn't necessarily just want to be the head of the government, but just somebody that has a viewpoint and believes in that viewpoint?
So you think Farage actually believes in
No,
it?
forget what I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, why can't you give him that,
What?
you know what I'm saying?
That he actually believes in it?
Yeah.
No,
Why does it have to be a self-aggrandizement
Because statistics show that it's not all Asian men doing the grooming. He sees the statistics. Everyone does. They just frame it in a way that suits their agenda. So he doesn't believe that, because he's not dumb. Let's not get fucked up.
No, but you're
Farage isn't
saying-
from working class. He went to private school. He knows exactly what he's doing. So he knows that's not the truth, but he knows what he needs to spread to make sure he gets into power, and he's been doing so.
Not to defend Farage.
No, never.
But if in the last 5 years, let's just say, I'm just making up stats here, there was no immigration, right? Farage had his situation in retrospect. So the last 5 years, there was no immigration. Let's just say we could have stopped 10% of grooming gangs. What do you say then?
So 5 years from now, there's been no immigration,
Yeah,
and because of that, the grooming gangs have dropped by 10%.
yeah.
What do you want me to say to that?
Yeah, what would you say to that?
Then it would embolden his point of view.
Is he right though? Is he massaging figures or is he right?
It's too hypothetical, bro. I don't like this fucking. I don't like this hypothetical. I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a bit disingenuous, because certain, as Randy said, certain people's intention,
Yeah.
like, you know, because Black Rob made the point when he was talking about Candace Owens, and I know that's your friend, E-Man, where you want to see, you want to see everybody's point to. But I feel like there are people who are disingenuous in
I agree.
in making their truths and their perspectives. So, irrespective of you trying to have a dialogue and trying to get to see the other side, they're not being genuine. So you trying to see the other side is pointless. It's futile to me, and I feel like I'd rather not engage, because already the place you're coming from, it's not, like I said, it's not genuine. So what we doing here?
I hear your viewpoint, and this is why I started with the whole relationship thing. And like Brent was pretty much corroborating. If in the same house I have to deal with you and none of us are leaving this house, then maybe this is the best approach to take, where I allow you to express yourself and be like, cool, this is your truth, and I'm come back later and give you the truth. And this is what I'm paralleling to this country. None of us are really leaving the next 5 years. We may have to deal with a Farage. We may have to deal with more people thinking in this type of warped way. Are we just going to ignore them if the opportunity presents itself for a conversation, or listen to what they're saying and be like, okay, cool, I hear you. Now I'm gonna give you the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, how would we approach it?
Yeah, but it was like you lot talking about the football yesterday. Them men are still going to play for England, irrespective of what racism comes their way. So, what's the conversation to be had?
Okay. I understand your point. What would you guys say? Brent, what are you saying?
Let me just quickly play a video that Josh sent into the Discord.
Okay.
Let me see what this is about.
Oh, this silly woman.
You seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Is it pertinent to what we're talking about?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Alright, okay.
That Reform UK 1 means that I need every single one.
I really need people to stop thinking racially and to start thinking logically. I really need that for us. To basically sum up this young lady's video, she said that the Reform Party is the new Trump Party, MAGA Party, racist, and all of us BAME community people, like Africans, Caribbeans, Asians, we need to be careful and make sure they never get into power. And the best way to do that is to pay attention to politics. And I agree, we should pay attention to politics. Because if you guys paid attention to what the Reform Party was actually trying to say, you would understand that the Reform Party was the only party that was actually trying to save Great Britain. What you guys fail to understand is that the reason why the UK has become so hard to live in and why we have so many crises, cost of living crisis, housing crisis, inflation crisis, NHS crisis, every crisis you can think of the UK suffering from, it is because the country is overpopulated. Okay, the number of immigrants coming in is not matching the actual infrastructure of the country. And I don't understand how that makes you a racist MAGA for recognizing that. It's like, say, for example, you owned a care home, right? And your care home only housed 10 people, but you have a waiting list of 50 people. Of course, the nice thing to do would be bring all 50 people into the house and let's figure it out. But guess what? It's going to be chaos. It's going to be chaos in terms of groceries, cleaning, maintenance, space, cultural difference, you name it. But guess who's benefiting? The landlords. And what you guys fail to realize is that these politicians who keep pushing for immigration are the landlords. They do not care about you. They just care about the amount of money they can make per immigrant. Like if you look at this graph, between the 1990s and 2010, immigration was always at like 500,000, okay? And this is a decent amount. If you look at most countries, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, they all keep it at this amount because they understand that their country is small. But between 2010 to 2023, it sparked up to 1.2 million. It's now 2024. This is probably at 3 million. But guess what also went up during this period? Cost of living, inflation, the price of bread and butter. So once again, how does recognizing that bringing this many immigrants into an island that's this small, we all know the UK is tiny, we've all seen the world map. How does recognizing that this is what's leading to many of the issues make you racist? And I'm so glad that she mentioned American politics, because one thing about America is when America sneezes, the whole world catches the flu, okay? Americans are now standing behind Trump because they're realizing Trump was right when he said we should prioritize our citizens more than immigrants, okay? And what's happening in the UK is that us actual British citizens, I don't care if you're Asian, African, Caribbean, if you was born here and you was raised here and you studied here, you are a British citizen. You're no longer.
Don't you agree the government should prioritise their citizens?
Coming to the country and they're literally getting the same salary as graduates. They're getting 2k worth of benefits per month, whilst people who actually studied here and were promised that if they get good GCSEs, good A-levels, a good masters, a good bachelors, they will find at least a job or at least some savings, are now finding it hard to find. Do you know how many friends I have? Like, it's literally taking them 2 years to find a job. You're no longer a priority. But the reason why is because you guys keep voting for the landlords. You guys stay coming on the internet saying the UK is bad vibes, the UK is expensive, I can't find a job, whilst voting for the landlords. So guys, like she said in the beginning of the video, we need to start paying attention to politics. And if you guys pay attention, you would understand that the Reform Party is not trying to kick out every person who's not white. Please show me a video of where they said that. They are simply saying that we need to keep immigration at a decent number that actually matches the size and the infrastructure of this country. That's it.
Go on, Margs, what was it?
So don't you think government should prioritise the citizens over everyone else?
And do you not mention when Nigel Farage was asked what are you going to do for black people not citizens of this UK, and what did he say?
No, he's saying specifically black people, nothing.
Yeah, no, but exactly.
Yeah, but he was saying, he's going to do. Basically, what he's saying he's going to do for I'm going to do for everyone. I'm not going to.
No, that's not what he said.
He is. He said.
No, that's not what he said.
No, that's kind of the image. That's. I'm not saying I agree with him. I'm just saying.
No, that's not what he said.
No, that's the message that he was trying to put out.
That
He's saying I'm not doing
message.
nothing specifically for black people.
That was not the message. He literally said, "I don't care."
Okay.
He said, "I'm not doing nothing for them. I don't care." That was his
because
words.
he said, "I don't care about the color of anybody's skin. I care about your character."
No.
Margs, man.
No.
I'm not saying I
Margs,
agree with him. Just admit to what he said, though. You can't take what. That's what he said.
No.
I'm not saying it's right or I agree, but I'm telling you what he said.
I don't care about any person's skin color.
Okay, cool. So
that's not what he said.
So without going back into my reform role,
if someone asks you a specific question and that was I want a specific answer, and he answered specifically.
Without going back into my reform role, not to say that I believe him or the message that he was trying to convey, but what I believe the message that he's trying to convey is immigrants and all that, and these people don't need no special treatment. I'm here for the British people. He's saying that's all. Obviously, again, don't believe him, but he's saying it's all people. It's not about your skin color. It is about your character. I am going to do right for the right people that deserve it. I'm not going to give special treatment to anybody. That's what the message he was trying to give
All
out.
of that is fine, but his past actions speak volumes.
I'm not saying I agree with him. I'm just telling you what he was trying to say. And it's just,
I get that.
Like, what do you want to do?
What his canvassers said, as well as what the people in Clacton were spreading. Cool. I get what you're saying. In isolation, whatever, right message, wrong messenger, if you want to, whatever, play devil's advocate. But to go back to that video, two things. I guess I don't see how it kind of got with what we're talking about. Maybe it's the whole her truth versus the truth. Her truth, I guess you need to read more, because I don't understand what you're talking about. The truth is immigration isn't the reason why everything's going fucked. But we're going to go back into our politics conversation, so I don't want to digress too much.
Which is fine.
All right, cool. So what she said was dumb in short form. A lot of stuff has happened. Brexit has happened. We had lost money through PPE due to nepotism. We've had a mismatched, fucked up government for 14 years of austerity. That's the reason why bread and milk has gone up. Not the fact that we've accepted more people in the country. Not because immigrants are coming on boats. You're chatting shit. She obviously hasn't done none of her research. It's dumb. And
I've had these thoughts.
It's disingenuous, and the fact she's spreading it is very, very fucking dangerous.
As a reformie, you know, I live in East London. I've gone to the emergency room, the Royal London in Whitechapel, and I've seen it heaving. And I understand why the NHS is bursting at the seams. Yeah, majority of the people, not majority, but a lot of the people there, I don't know whether they're supposed to be here or not. Like, some of them can't even speak English. But
this country
you know
is run by immigrants, you know that, right?
No, but I'm just saying. But if there's legal and there's illegal. Obviously, if you're legal and you're community and you're contributing to society and you're paying taxes and you're doing these things, it all goes round. Some of these people that are in there, yeah, I don't know. And obviously, because of the way it's so lax over here, and these people come over here and be nicking a living and doing that kind of stuff, taking advantage of the system. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm saying the NHS should be priorities for the people that live here. And obviously when them people saying the civilians, they're not talking, maybe they are just talking about white people. But I'm not talking about just white people. I'm talking about British citizens. All of us. You get what I'm trying to say? Where there's nothing wrong with us being the priority. We should be the priority. They can't actually maintain and manage what they're doing, bro.
That's not the argument
and it's
we're
crazy.
having.
No, but
that's
what
not the
I'm trying to say
argument we're
is,
having.
no, but I could say, but if a white man comes out and says that, you're going to tell him that he's racist. But I'm saying I can see the same things that he can see.
You know, I don't know. I don't have the specific stats, but in terms of like the people who are cheating, like universal credit. Do you know what? It's actually it's not the immigrants. It's actually the majority who are cheating the system.
Oh, okay.
So what do you say to that then?
No, I'm not on a benefit. Like, I'm not on a benefit for thing. I think you should take whatever you can from the government,
like,
citizens,
they're actually
everybody.
benefiting more. The ones that are piping up and complaining, they're actually benefiting more.
No, but I just use the NHS for example. Like I said, I'm not on a benefit. I'm not on a. Like, I think you should scam and rob this country for everything you can. I'm all for that. I'm not on benefit cheats. I'm not onto them. I big them up. More power to them. Take whatever you can from these people. They're idiots. Yeah, I was just using the NHS. Specifically because
which
that's
is wrong because it hasn't not that they haven't pumped money into the NHS that they were supposed to. So that's why that's another main factor, huh?
And they've gotten rid of all of the workers who came over from Europe to basically help.
And let's not be misunderstood.
Brexit was a big part of that.
Yeah, again, that's what I said. Brexit fucked the economy up. COVID fucked the economy up. Mm-hmm. The lack of funds fucked the economy. Billions were wasted through wasted PPE, yeah? Mm-hmm. And also to what you said.
You mean given to their bloody brethren?
Basically, yeah.
That's what I said, through nepotism. But with the NHS as well, you man don't think they're doing fucking visa checks and passport checks.
It's not just all immigrants. I'm not saying that. Like if you're saying, if you look at those people that make up all the nursing staff, it's all African women and
Filipinos.
And Asian people from over and obviously like migration works if you're gonna come and be part of the workforce and all that. You know what I'm saying? The problem is illegal immigration. That is the issues that people are.
Illegal immigration is always wrong. They haven't created a safe and legal route for people to come in through asylum seeking. So they're allowing them to, but they're enabling these gangs to make money. But if we created a safe and legal route for asylum seekers to come to our country, especially after we fucked up theirs, to come here. We would save on money and these gangs won't be making money. I get you. Illegal immigration, of course, it's bad. I'm not saying it's good, but it's not, people are using that as the boogeyman. And the reason as to why it's fucking up the whole country, it's not. That video that girl done is extremely disingenuous. She obviously hasn't done her research.
And there you go. So you're going to get people who have information and see a correlation between X, Y.
Exactly.
And then saying, this is my truth.
Nuts.
You guys are insane for not seeing this. You know what I'm saying? Like her, like the Farage of the world, right? And then you guys who can actually step back and see the factors that go into why there's a correlation in the first place. But is your approach, is it best to just be like, stupid idiot, animal, not talking to you? Or...
I never said animal.
That's me, right? Or just like allow them to have their say and then be like, cool, let me combat you with the facts.
So does those facts matter? Do reform say anything that's true?
They've lied a lot.
No, but she's saying stuff that's true though. There's correlations, but her conclusions are not correct. At least from Rams's position, from the truth's position. You know what I'm saying? There's other things.
It's reframing stuff.
Precisely.
I personally, to answer your question, if your point leads to a demonization of a certain type of people, I don't owe you.
Okay.
I don't owe you the gratitude. I don't owe you pleasantries. You're demonizing a certain type of people and ignoring other factors, especially since we've gone and dismantled their country. And to demonize them for trying to get away from a fucked up country, unlike what we would do, is fucked up. So I probably won't be as nice to her. Especially when there's copious amounts of information out for her to read. I feel like it's dangerous.
I put her into the Candice Owens boat. I can't lie to you. Yeah. But you would entertain her.
Morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone. I wanted to touch on I think Marg said something about how the NHS, he said something about how immigration NHS is part of the reason why, immigration is the reason why the NHS is kind of under pressure, right? And that's what they touched on in there. And I think this is kind of the tactics that the Nigel Farage is used, because he's a very smart guy. He does the whole correlation, correlation is not causation isn't correlation, or vice versa. I can't remember which one it was, where he'll link two things that have nothing to do with each other because he has an agenda. So the reason why NHS is in trouble is because if you look at the amount of funding that the NHS got under the Conservative government, they actively defunded it because they wanted to privatize it, but they knew that there wasn't any the public wouldn't allow it to be privatized unless it looked like it was a shit show. So they reduced the funding, made it like a shit show, so that when they privatize it, they can be like, oh, NHS isn't doing well, we have to privatize it because we need to make sure that it's efficient. So that was the tactics. But then they did a double whammy where they used the immigration as an excuse for why the NHS isn't doing well. So they can hit two birds with one stone. But because the general public don't go into the depths as to or understand what the games that they're playing behind, they will go, look at the NHS. You guys love the NHS. Look at these immigrants. They're causing the NHS to falter. This is why I'm doing it for you guys. But really, whatever problem they want to blame on immigrants, because they can hit two birds with one stone. They can privatize the NHS, fill their pockets, and they can also blame immigrants for all the shortcomings of the government. Because when you're looking down, you don't need to look up, because all the problems are actually caused by the 1%ers just taking more and more from the have-nots rather than immigrants. It's the age-old tactic of using xenophobia to distract people from the fact that it's the actual political class and the ruling class that are the ones actually screwing you over.
And to add to that, like you just said, her point in the video is, oh, why are we helping the landlords? That's exactly what you're doing by voting for reform. To add to your point. It's dumb. The whole video was dumb. It's
so sad.
She had me at first when she was like, we should pay into politics. She tricked me.
What's so sad is that people like her, do you know what it is as well? I'm guessing I don't want to assume, she's probably West African stuff. Like, we all have that conservative gene in us, because of, especially the West Africans, because we actually are quite conservative if you look at our values. But now I think that gene is getting I think that gene is getting it's getting activated, because now that a lot of us are first, second generation, third generation, and now we're so removed from the plights of the people that came here that we're like, rah, I'm here, I work in investment banking, I'm doing all right, do you know what I mean? So then they get far removed from the cultural stuff, the reasons why we, even though we have conservative values, we don't. It doesn't necessarily mean that we need to.
They think they're assimilated. That's the way it is.
Exactly. That's the one. That's the one. It's the bourgeoisie culture. I just compare it to. I just look at, obviously UK and America is where we're different, but we're always a couple of years behind it. And what I see this generation of especially black people doing is what I see when I watch Real Housewives of Atlanta and all that stuff. It's where everyone's doing well, but there's no collectivism. Everyone's trying to outdo each other. Everyone's become a bit more right wing, and then it's just like everyone's got stuff, but then internally there's nothing there. There's lots of Phaedra Parks out there. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's doing brunches and all this stuff, and everyone's doing well in their careers and stuff like that. But I'm just seeing like a degradation of the collectivism. I keep going back to that, but that's a big issue I see. There's a degradation of collectivism, but the individual's doing well because everyone's got a big house and everyone's driving a Range Rover. But it's like, is there community anymore? And when there's no community, that's when you get people like that spouting out the stuff that you'd expect Nigel Farage to spout out.
Mm. So what would be like a good balance though? What do you kind of see as like a healthy balance between the two? Given that you said we've got like traditionally conservative values, and things of that nature.
I ain't got the answer to that. I don't know, like, because I'm conservative when it comes to I'm quite conservative when it comes to like family values and stuff like that. But like politically, I can see through the bullshit. So when they're telling us, it's the immigrants and all that stuff, I was like, I can see through it. It's not the immigration. Like the birth rate is declining in this country anyway. Like you need immigrants. Yeah. So I can see through it, but most people can't, so they just take like the tagline, which honestly Chrissy kind of did that earlier, because when Nigel Farage, what Mark said was actually right. I don't agree with Nigel Farage, but he actually said, I don't care if you're black, white, pink, yellow, I just care about now. Does he believe that? That's a lie. But what he said was he's not doing anything for black people, he's not doing anything for orange people, he's not doing anything for white people. I'm just doing something for the country. Now that's a good slogan, that's a good talking point. What he's really doing is something else, but that is what he said. So, but I think maybe Chrissy heard the sound bites and maybe went running.
I clearly didn't hear the full clip, but
fair enough.
I mean, it still don't change my stance. I
he's
still disingenuous
isn't it?
in what he's saying. It's not.
Yeah.
He knows
I agree with you.
he needs to say to get.
Yes, that's why he's dangerous. Yeah, exactly. He knows what to say.
And once he gets in,
he's very dangerous.
Seeing that systematic, footing to type, to norm.
He's very dangerous because he's smart enough to know to toe the line.
And as you can see, you have the blacks coming out saying, "Yeah, reform is the way forward."
Yeah, and I said Coonism is the new gene.
And in my head, I don't know if it is that for her it's Coonism. You see how she used.
I think she's misinformed.
Huh?
She's misinformed. I don't think she's a Coon. I think she's misinformed.
I believe so. I 100% believe so. And
thin line, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can save the misinformed. The Coons are the ones that are doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
The Coons are the David Lammys and the other man.
Yeah, they're like. It's true.
David Lammy?
Yeah, of course he is.
How come?
What?
I haven't kept up with him ever since he started talking. Ever since he started shit about Palestine, I ain't followed him.
What?
Remember when they got him to address the black public
for Tottenham in the years that he was there?
Yeah. Do you know when he did the do you know Mark Duggan? Do you know when the Mark Duggan? He's basically told him, "Hey, settle your people down."
Yeah.
What did he say?
In the Mark Duggan thing, he stood front line to be like, "Yeah, I'm going to calm every." Like he did nothing. He didn't.
Okay. All right, cool. That's something new I learned today. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
but anyway,
waste of a black person.
All right, Black Rob.
And also, I've got one more thing.
Okay.
This language thing, this my truth annoys me so much. There's no such thing as my truth. People use language as a way of making the subjective. Yep. Making the subjective object. Is this subjective? I'm going. Anyway, making the subjective objective. So like, there's no. If you're saying my truth, there's only the truth. So whether we know what it is or not, there's only the truth. So when you say my truth, it really it should be my experience or my opinion or my view. But when you say my truth, it gives a bit of credence to your feelings. Yeah. Now, your feelings matter, but it shouldn't be law. And you make it sound like you elevate your feelings to a higher level than it should be by making using the words "my truth" when there's no such thing as my truth. There's the truth, and then there's my opinion.
But if we use the example of me crashing for the 5 times I've been in a Volkswagen, and yes, it's my experience and all these kind of things, but is that ain't that also it's the truth as well, and it's the truth just for me because other people have gone in Volkswagens, they've been fine, but my personal experience of it, I've crashed 5 times in a row, and that is the truth.
Yeah.
So what, is that not allowed to be my truth then?
No, that is the truth and your experience. Because it happened, so it's true. It's a true statement, and it's your experience because you experienced it. But it's not my truth. My truth is
because other people can't relate to it. It is mine.
No, it's the truth because it happened, right?
Okay, I'm with you. I'm hearing that.
What my truth is where you go, where to. I don't know. I don't even want to go into these things. Is where you can't substantiate your when someone can't substantiate what they feel. They use that as like a get out of jail free card to say anything they want. I'm a butterfly. No, you're not. That's my truth. It's a get out of jail free card to not actually have intellectual, like having an actual to defend your position. Because how can I argue if that's my truth? Now, Margs, tell me why I'm not a butterfly if I tell you it's my truth.
No, I'm not doing all that. Obviously,
see the logical fallacies that we. Yeah, I'm being hyperbolic, but see the logical fallacies that we get into when we allow my truth to
but
exist.
that's why I'd prefer to use the car crash scenario because that's something that actually happened rather than you telling me you feel like
exactly. So it is the truth because it happened. Huh? It is the truth because it happened, and it's also your experience. 2 things, but it's not my truth. It's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when people feel like they're in the wrong body, and that's how they like. For one, you're not in their head. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so
don't get me started on that.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it might actually be true that that's how they feel. It doesn't make them.
Yeah.
It doesn't make them
the experience.
what they're saying. And I know, but they actually like, and obviously you can't relate because you can't comprehend it. That's not you. But when they're a man and they feel like they're like their whole experience, their whole living experience, they feel like they're in the wrong body. That could be true. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I said, it might not make you. It might not make you a gal, but that's how you feel, and that's when they're talking. That's when it comes. That's somebody's experience. That's somebody's
exactly.
That's somebody's truth.
No, but we don't need to. We don't need to replace Control F experience with truth because we can have this whole conversation and use the word experience, and it doesn't negate anything you just said.
Interesting, Rob. So, what does true or truth mean? Right, because in the insane asylum, or when it is that you talk to medical professionals who deal with mental illnesses, right? That person coming in to say they're a butterfly, the entire brain could be wired in a manner in which it is that they look in the mirror and see themselves as a butterfly, right?
Yeah.
And they're telling you, but I'm a butterfly, and then you saying that's not true. So what makes it true?
So if with an insane asylum, you're basically saying someone believes something, but it's not. But it's not true. But we can acknowledge that they believe that. So, but then you don't want to use that. So you're saying what makes it true?
There used to be a day when we saw homosexuality as complete degradation, right? A brain malfunction, a disease, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it true then?
No. No, it wasn't true.
But society called it true.
Yeah, but
the consensus said it was true. Everybody was saying it was true, other than the
consensus doesn't define the truth. But the consensus doesn't define the truth.
That's what I'm asking you. So what makes it true then?
If you want to get into this is when we get into theology.
That stamp.
This is when we get into
true.
Yeah, but then I'm going to lose some of the.
It always boils down to a consensus, no?
No.
Well, it has to. Who defines and who doesn't define? Talk to me.
Yeah, the truth. If you want to get into this gets into theology because truth is there's absolute truths in the world, and if you want to get into the theology, absolute truths are such as it's not defined by the consensus because if it's defined by the consensus,
give me an absolute truth and let's test.
Yahweh is absolute truth.
Give me what's the absolute truth? What'd you say?
I said Yahweh.
Come on, be sensible.
Okay.
What's the absolute truth?
An absolute truth. We go to the 1 + 1 is 2.
I was just about to say that.
1 + 1 is 2. But Terrence Howard might disagree. But 1 + 1 is 2.
Yeah, I agree.
So
with that, bro.
that it was decided that it was true, written down, and committed to like forever. That's when we now say, "Yep, that's an absolute truth." No,
It's not decided as true. It's
No,
true regardless of whether you know it.
Because before there was 1 × 1, there was no understanding of flipping math. There was no knowledge that math existed.
No. Okay, so let me give you an example. Do you know, like, before everyone, we acknowledged that some people might not even agree with this, but before that we acknowledged that the world was round, people believed the world was flat. The consensus was the world was flat. Just because the consensus has nothing to do with what is true, because the truth is the truth regardless of what we believe it to be.
So you're saying only God will be able to
yes,
state
that's why I said
true.
theology.
Then say that no human being can basically without a shadow of a doubt basically know. Say that only God. Say that. But
that's why I said I went to get
anything else other than that. Because how do you know? There was a time before you decided. There was a time before man decided that this is what it's going to be.
Yeah. So that's why when we go into like the discussion about genders and stuff like that, it's like we can acknowledge things, but acknowledging it doesn't change what it is regardless. So
you do not get.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The truth is the truth regardless of what you. Yeah, but using my truth, let's get rid of that.
The truth is
anyway.
What we have decided as a consensus.
No, that's nonsense.
But
Nonsense.
what you just said literally states that. You said only God would know what is true. Literally.
So then what does that have to do with consensus?
I don't understand what question is.
Correlate what I said to consensus. I didn't agree with consensus.
No, I'm suggesting, because I asked you what is truth, and I said, how do you define what is the absolute truth? And you went to say only God can do that. Then I said, stick with that. Because if it is
I am.
Then cool. Then outside of sticking with that, what it also means is that the consensus defines what is true on the plane of that we're basically flipping living in. You can't talk to God.
It's one of the actual definitions of truth.
What?
A belief or something that's accepted by. That's
yes.
He has his angry semantics now. He agrees with you agree with him.
So then, if I can convince everyone that I'm a backslider, I'm a backslider.
I wish that's what I was hearing.
It's not just based in fact. One of the definitions is a fact or belief, which is accepted.
Thank you.
As true.
Is that true?
Do you know what?
Absolute truth?
Do you know what I want to end? Do you want to end you off with?
What are we doing? Absolute truth.
Do you know what I end you off with?
A fact or a belief that is accepted as true. That speaks to a consensus.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
so what I'm saying is, I think Black Rob is saying there's a difference between truth, because at least, I guess, to some degree, within a given time, people can perceive something as true. But outside of that, there's the absolute truth that regardless of time, it does not change.
Exactly.
Don't say exactly, because I said who can know that?
No, I think it depends. Granted, I guess this may go to your point though, Brent. It depends on the definition. Are all circles round? Yes, they are. That to me is the absolute truth. Because if it's not round, it ceases to be a circle. You know what I'm saying? So, but in another context, with the other stuff about truth, that may differ with time.
Can I share one more thing before I go quickly? Because I got to go quickly. In the 70s, they did the MK Ultra test, and what they did was that they got 20 people in a room, and only one of them was being tested on, but the rest of them were agents. But that one person thought everyone was in a focus group, and each person had to look at a piece of paper, and there was a circle on a piece of paper, but each person said it was a square. 19 people said it was a square, and then they got to the last person who was the actual test subject, and he decided to say it was a square as well, because everyone else said it was a square, because the consensus had told him it was a square, but even though he saw a circle. So if we go by that, that means that you guys are basically open to being manipulated by the masses, by whatever people tell you is the truth, just based off of, because there's absolute truth, but if you can be manipulated to believe in something that is not true is true, then we're screwed. That's what I'm saying.
You never know, though. You do go off consensus. Things that's generally accepted by everybody. It's like.
So then, all I'm saying is that you're that guy.
Like maths.
You will be that guy.
The same arguments you're having with Terrence Howard. It's because you've been.
You will be that guy. you'll be that guy in that experiment that will go against his own.
You're gonna call me crazy. This is mad.
But
you've been told
what I'm saying is that,
and it's been genuinely accepted by the masses, and it's a consensus. And now you've took it as truth. And now you told me that's the only thing that is actually true. You told me it's the only absolute truth in the world. Maths is what someone told you.
You will be that guy that if the consensus tells you something, you will accept it, even if your eyes and your ears are telling you otherwise, which is fine.
I would be that guy.
Why is he trying to insult you? Don't have that.
me
I'm not saying,
have that, to be honest.
Not you personally. I'm not you. Not you personally. Not you personally. Not you. Margs, Brent, get out of here, man. Greg, stop it, man. Stirrer. Look at the flick of the wrist. Yo, stirrer, bro. But I'm saying, yeah, cool. Just go off of what the consensus says. Let's see how that goes. All right.
See, did it again. As a pattern job, he did it again.
That's a shot for all of you.
Google the definition. Let's read some definitions.
I did. I got it here. It's
Hey, I got to go. Cool.
Thank you.
That which is true or in accordance with fact or reality.
Okay, well,
is one of the definitions. The quality or state of being true. And the last one is a fact or belief that is accepted as true.
So a belief is not a fact.
I'm not in this argument, bruv.
That's
for once.
Huh?
I'm not in this argument.
No, but I'm just saying a belief is not fact, right? So we could agree with that.
Not necessarily, yeah.
So it's not necessarily be a fact, but if it's accepted, a belief that's accepted as true is truth. That's what I don't know. That's what it's just. I'm just reading back what you're saying.
I mean, it depends who you're talking to. Because
this is why we got the new gen.
Huh?
This is why we got the new gen.
Yeah, exactly. It depends who you're talking to. Because
Eddie Carbone said Black Rob doesn't know what he's saying.
Very ironic.
Man like Eddie.
All right. Anyway, I think we can definitely wrap up there, man. Yeah. Cool.
More of the same, please, sir.
All right.
Right.
All right, guys. So our next set of headlines. Biden's back in the news, man. So the White House spokeswoman, Karine Jean-Pierre, says that Biden has seen a neurologist 3 times as a president as part of his annual physical exams and is not being treated for Parkinson's disease, as reporters push for more information about the president's cognitive health. In a letter to congressional Democrats, Biden says that he's firmly committed to running for re-election against Donald Trump and calls for speculation over his candidacy to end. Responding directly to calls from some donors and Democrats that he stand aside, Biden says that the voters and the voters alone decide the nominee of the Democratic Party. The letter comes after reports that several senior members of Biden's Democratic Party have privately joined calls for him to drop out. Speculation has swirled around his re-election bid after the disastrous debate performance fueled concerns about his age and his fitness. Next headline, French President Emmanuel Macron has asked his Prime Minister, Gabriel Attal, to remain in the post for the time being to ensure the country's stability after election results left no party with an outright majority.
Mad. You saw what happened with the left that they came up? The right was looking like they were about to kill shit.
In the first round,
It's scary though, because I feel like what's happening over there is going to happen here.
So I was saying, what day is it today? Yeah, yesterday I think I said.
Is it? The fact that we're centrist. They're going to start spewing. They're going to start spewing right side rhetoric, which is then going to allow a lot more far right ideology to be pushed. Because obviously Macron pushed far right. Even though it was watered, it still enabled that behavior and it only emboldened the far right thing. So I feel like reform's only going to get more powerful. It's scary.
But look how they switched up to get everyone on the left. They had to unify.
Yeah, but that was because the left unified on them.
That's what I'm saying.
They thought they couldn't do it in such a short time.
Yeah,
meanwhile, they've done it in 24 hours.
No, but the point I'm making is maybe this country the left has to unify. You know what I mean? To bring.
Hopefully,
you know what I mean?
That's what I want. You don't need to start voting green.
Well, Mr. Attal, who led the President's Ensemble Alliance election campaign, handed his resignation to Mr. Macron on Monday, only for the President to refuse. Although Ensemble lost many of its seats in Sunday's Parliament election, it came second behind the left-wing alliance, but ahead of the far right, which had been expected to win. The unexpected result leaves French politics in a deadlock, with no party able to form a government by itself. And our last headline, some sad news, trigger warning on this one, guys. And a children's hospital in Kiev has been hit after Russia launched a wave of missile strikes against cities across Ukraine. 2 people died when the Children's Hospital, which is Ukraine's biggest pediatrics facility, sustained major damage during the blast. 36 people were killed and 140 people were injured in the strikes. This is what Zelensky's chief of staff, Andrei Yemkak, said on Monday. A doctor at the hospital was interviewed by the BBC and pretty much said that, you know what, from the moment the missile struck, it was like like being in a film with a big light and then an awful sound. One part of the hospital was destroyed and there was a fire in another. It's really very damaged, maybe 60 to 70% of the hospital. But yeah, sad news, man. But that's it for our headlines. It's time to pay them bills.
What was the topic of the day? I mean,
People's Journal.
People's Journal.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal. I'll give you the news from an economics point of view. I ain't going to spend too much time on this because we need to get into the rotation. But what I will say is, did you guys say about Lilly Allen, man?
Sending her feet or something?
Yeah, she's thinking economically.
What's she doing?
Thinking of another...
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What, selling her feet?
Yeah,
That's
pictures
hard.
of her feet.
What's wrong with that, Christy? There's nothing wrong with that. She can sell her feet pics if she wants. That's hard.
And she's got a husband. This is what she's doing.
Yeah,
Well,
you
she
got
spoke
diverse.
to her
You got
husband.
diverse.
Huh?
She's spoken to her husband. You know, she's
Foolishness.
spoken to her husband and...
Contributing to the family household.
Yeah,
innit?
make that money, man. Sell them toe pics, man.
Is that what you only man, yo?
Is what? Who's on?
Is that what you want for your wife?
Just want my wife wants to make money. It's forever, innit? It's toe pics. Who cares?
So you wouldn't mind
What's
if
your
your
wife's
wife?
OnlyFans
No.
page?
Are you being? Are you just being facetious right now? Are you actually
No,
being serious?
I'm not being facetious. If she wants it, she can make bare money. But Lilly Allen's got that, so she can make bare money. I don't give a shit. Capitalize off people's stupidness. I don't give a fuck about that.
Well,
No.
she's out there offering subscribers access to her pictures of her feet for £8 a month.
This is cheap.
I'm
You get
never
me,
gonna lie.
Christy?
I don't know how your
It's
gal would
affordable.
stumble across it, yeah. But if we've established that there's a lot of people out there that's gonna pay you money just for your gal to just look at your gal's foot, yeah, you gotta capitalize on that, innit?
And it's cheap as well,
I
Christy.
mean, what are we doing here?
Let's
Because
go
we're
around
in
the
a
room.
crisis.
No, I'm
Let's
sorry.
go around the room.
I just feel like you're letting that's just opening a gateway for just more stuff.
I get
Because
it, I get
then she will turn around and say she wants to get shit on in Dubai. What are you gonna say then? No, I'm sorry.
No, they're two
I'm not
different-
doing
they're two
this.
different
Yeah,
things.
that's
It's a big leap.
That's on the
It's a
far.
big
That's on
leap.
the far extreme.
No, I'm sorry. But it will start creeping. Oh, just no. Okay, but I'm getting money for my feet now. But babes, just a little my calves now. So I get my calves and my toes.
Calves are fine.
And then slowly
true,
it
you know?
starts edging, and
It's
it's like,
true.
oh, but you know what? It's
It's
money.
true, you
It's
know.
money.
That's when they start telling you, well, technically they can see it if I went to the beach.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
not show something
I
like
would
that?
sell feet pics. if I
No,
could
but
sell
then
feet
it's
pics,
like,
bro.
oh, it's money. So anything just because the money is being made, this is what we're doing.
It's diversification. It's economics.
All right then. Well, Lilly Allen subscribes to that idea, and she probably make a lot of money, man. £8.
'cause it's Lilly
You know what I'm
Allen.
saying? There you go. But anyway, leveling up. Remember when the country was talking about leveling up under Boris Johnson? Right? Is
Yes.
that? Yes. Okay. Cool. Well, apparently the new Labour government is replacing the words leveling
Oh,
up
for fuck's sake.
with
What?
local government.
That's so shit. That's so crap.
Well, remember it was a long. The department's name was Ministry of Housing, Communities, and Leveling Up. Now it's changed to Ministry of Housing, Communities, and Local Government.
Right.
So this was confirmed by what's her name, Mrs. Rayner, I should say. Yeah, man, she spoke about this, and obviously, this was part of Boris Johnson's general election campaign back in 2019. Obviously, it helped him win by a huge majority. And obviously, when he came into power, he changed the name to the Leveling Up thing. But now Labour is looking to reverse that and change it back. The Bank of England, talking about basically interest rates. It's not exactly the conversation we was having the other day when you people were trying to say you're not going to do nothing. But anyway, Jonathan Haskell, he's basically one of the rate setters at the Bank of England. He was talking about, look, I think personally, as in him, we should keep the interest rate at 5.25% in August. So obviously I'll let you guys know what happens. But he basically was saying, even though we've seen positive signs of inflation going down and things of that nature, he's still concerned about the fact that the UK job market and isn't the greatest, and there's worker shortages pretty much. So yeah, he believes inflation will remain above 2%, that target for some time, and advocates caution before cutting the rates. But that's obviously his opinion, and we'll see what the entire panel says come August. And the last thing I wanted to mention is Thames Water, that company that is doing a bunch of nonsense at the moment. They're the UK's largest water company, for those who don't know. They were obviously complaining about not having enough money to sort out the issues that they have. But now, apparently, they're saying they have enough cash to fund operations until May 2025, even though they're still facing certain challenges. So I don't know if people have injected money in or if this is just a projection to saying, well, we were saying in context up until May of next year, we do have enough money to fund the operations and things of that nature. But for those who don't know, they want to increase our bills by 44% between 2025 and 2030. Why? They say they want to invest in environmental measures. Bunch of nonsense, if you ask me. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Ofwat, which is the water regulation, they're going to be releasing their draft ruling on Thames Water's charges this week. So obviously I'll give you guys information about that when it happens. But that's pretty much it for the People's Journal. Let's get into rotation.
Come on.
Oh, crap.
So,
Something happened.
all right. So,
I see that.
come on. I wasn't even going to that now, you know. Oh, you're not even playing the actual track? You should play the actual track. All right, welcome to the rotation, people. I'm going to do this week's a bit differently because last week's releases were a bit dry. I'm going to start on what's been announced and what's been released quickly. So, we've got Eminem, Babytron, and Big Sean's new track called Toby. And you know what? I'm actually not mad at it. Did you hear it, Margs?
Eminem.
New track with Babytron and Big Sean. You lot heard it yet?
I just don't know that new Eminem, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, it's, you know what? Genuinely, I'm not mad at it. Like, Eminem was rapping like the old Eminem. He didn't do none of that, all that stuff. He didn't do none of that. Like, he was just calm, tone, and Big Sean killed it as well. Personally, I never heard of Babytron before. But the song was alright. It was cool. If Eminem keeps it like that, then maybe the album will be somewhat palatable. Another announcement is Action Bronson is set to release another album, I think, end of this week, called Johann Sebastian Baklava the Doctor. Bit of a mouthful, pause. And Pete Rock and Common's album's coming out at the end of this week. Now, we've got past all the pleasantries.
Joint album.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One,
Come on,
okay.
I put it on Discord if you're paying attention.
Nope.
If you could pick one up, please. Brent. Come on.
I see dead people.
Kendrick finally dropped that video we've all been waiting for. Must on a beat, how deep? Oh, come on. All right. You lot all seen the video, right?
Can you see what he's done to this picture?
Yeah, can you see it?
What's he done to it?
What's he done?
Yeah.
Put himself in
where's
there.
Wally?
Yeah,
You see
look
you?
at that.
This is insane.
I was there with my guy.
I'm not serious.
This is
I was
insane.
there with my guy.
You're not serious.
Me and K. Dot. Compton, come on.
That's your truth.
So you dropped the video. What did you lot think of it? What's your lot's first impressions? What are you lot saying?
Have you all seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Really?
Not the full one. Not
You haven't
full.
seen the full one?
Not full, no.
Where did you get up to?
I've just seen it in
Oh, in bits and bobs.
bits
like
and bobs,
Insta.
not
Oh, okay.
actual like all the way through.
What did you see?
I feel like I've seen more stuff that
No,
they
as
was,
in what did you see from those clips?
so like the clown part, the hopscotch,
Mm.
all the talking points that they was talking about his wife in
The owl
his
in
wife
the-
and his family,
the owl
in the cage, all of that. Yeah,
Come
so
on. Him beating a pinata.
I don't think I saw that one.
So there's like a pinata with like an owl. And
Oh,
him
I
just
didn't see that
beating the
part.
shit out of it.
Okay, I didn't see that.
And then at the bottom it said, no OVO owls were harmed
no, I didn't
during
see
the
that.
making of this video. You seen it, Margs? You seen
Oh,
the
the
video?
video?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the video.
What are you saying? You know what, Margs, bruv? I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you come, man. That shit's live, bruv. That video was live.
It was alright. I've only watched it once. I don't need to watch it again. I like my favorite part of the video is like the secret camera bit with Whitney and that dancing in the front in the bed in the.
And she was wearing a wife beater because allegedly he beats his wife.
Yeah, where she's skanking. That's my favorite part of the video.
I like,
Like
how
it's-
she.
It's like it's alright.
Okay. What you gonna say, Christy?
No, I like it how she went curly to show the natural curls.
Okay, all right. I ain't getting into that.
that was deliberate.
You feel that's all deliberate? All right.
100%.
I really, really enjoyed the video. I thought it's hard. Having everyone on their YG, there's like other little nuggets, like bare people.
I don't
from
know
West Coast.
anybody.
Oh, you didn't see anyone?
No, I
So
don't
there
know
was D
anybody.
Rosen. That was in there.
I know that. Yeah, the Rosen, the basketball players. None of the basketball players.
Top Dog, obviously Absol, Schoolboy Q,
missed him.
J Rock. There was like even smaller people like Steve Lacey, Thundercat was there. You had Big Hit, which is what's his name?
Yes, I don't know
Holy shit.
anyone.
Big Hit.
It's one in the
Hit
car is
Boy.
with Mustard, isn't it?
Hit Boy's dad. Yeah, Mustard's in there.
I see Mustard.
Hit Boy's dad's in
I
there.
see YG.
YG's in there. Top Dog's in there. Top Dog Son's in there. Like, it had the whole thing. It basically just answered all of Drake's allegations. Like, the West ain't running with you. Cap, he had the whole thing there. You don't have time with your wife, Cap, that was there. You don't get no love in the city. All that shit, he answered all that shit. And apparently there's like a theory saying the day that dropped was the same day that Weirdo had that white party. You know, there was a white party with all the celebrities.
Did he?
No, some white guy who's like who's big. Well, anyway, every year he has a party. There's like a theory saying that people sell their souls in his party and whatever, and it's an all white party. And in the scene, obviously in the music video, he's wearing all white and he's waving at him. So people are starting to like draw like parallels and all that shit. Personally, I thought the video was fucking live. Brent, what you saying? What do you think about the video?
Yeah, it was cool.
I thought it was hard, man. That shit's already on 36 million views. That beat Drake shit in 4 days.
Yeah, you are sick, man.
Yeah, bro.
And I'm sick because and I'm sick because I'm not doing what you are. Like, this is crazy to me. Like, you know, like this is crazy to me. Like,
Upside down.
apparently, I'm in a payroll or something. You know, I actually really like that song.
No, I know, I'm just trolling. It's funny because
No,
you
but I'm
were
not-
talking for Drake before.
No, not just you, but I'm just saying everybody. So because I'm not sitting here. It's going. "Oh, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. There's something wrong. Like, it's crazy what you lot are
It's
doing.
mental.
Like, it's absolutely mental. But I mean,
Like when I play this, apparently you're supposed to start doing that.
Hey, come on, man.
I'm not gonna lie. You're supposed to move a bit
That song's fucking sick. But I still like Euphoria more, you know.
Is
It's
it?
my favourite from all this is.
Okay.
Euphoria.
No, I ain't listen to none of them songs ever again.
Yeah?
Only thing I hear is Not Like Us.
Makes sense.
And Alia, obviously, but that don't count because what's the future one called again?
I like that.
Like that. I still
Yeah, like that's hard.
well, yeah.
Future's last verse on that, even though it kind of fades out.
No, it's cold.
So live. Yeah. So, like I said, well, to wrap that bit up, is because last week was dry, I wanted to shed light on an album that many people probably haven't heard of. So, Brent, if you could please put up picture 2.
Mm-hmm.
So did you talk about the snippet?
Oh yeah, well, no, not really, because he does this thing where he drops snippets and he doesn't release them, like he did with All
He
Right.
needs to drop that.
Do you remember the snippet from All Right?
He needs to drop that.
The snippet from All Right was hard, but he never dropped that in the end. But yeah, I agree with you. He doesn't need to drop it. Album I want to talk about today is Loyal Kana's third studio album, Hugo, which came out in 2022. Brent, what was your first impressions of the album?
Of the project,
Yes.
4 rotations.
Yeah?
I love it.
Yeah?
I love it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's gonna be my rotation now.
I'll give you my verdict on the album. Any standout tracks? Any?
I didn't do that.
Oh yeah.
That's what I didn't do.
Okay.
Next time I'll do that though. I'll
Okay.
break it down one more. But it's just a press play and just listen.
Word.
100%.
Word.
And I love the little audio clips that you put in there too. Lovely. I was even sending him a track because of the theme of the whole half-cast conversation.
Yep.
Beautiful. But I love this. I love this.
As well as having the poet John
yeah,
Agard on there, and he's on the video as well.
Yeah.
So it's proper like. But what was your first impressions? Like, what message did you get before I start delving deeper?
Ain't this an old album?
That's his
Yeah,
latest
it's all
album. His latest came out in 2022.
That's like old, right?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
by
yeah,
now
just-
standards, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just checking.
Yeah. What was your what were the messages that you got from it
On
your first listen?
what message did I get?
Yeah, as in like what did he paint? Like what did you?
He's an educated man. He cares about conscious stuff.
Yep.
Around his identity.
Yep. Okay. Were there any pertinent messages that he was spitting about that you got on your first listen?
Yes, but I can't remember them.
Okay, cool. No, I'm only asking because I don't want to spoil it for you. I like to get people's first impressions before delving
Well,
into
my
it.
first impression, I actually listened to this whilst I was boxing outside, innit? And certain times I had to replay the track. I'm thinking, this is wavy.
Yeah.
I like his style.
Yes.
I like his beat choice.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. I thought to myself, why haven't I heard about this guy before?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of him. And this is the type of British hip hop I love.
Yes.
Like it's modern, it's contemporary.
Yep.
Why hasn't he put out anything since? Is he working on an album?
He has. Well, the last interview he done, he said he was working on something, but that was a year ago.
Okay. Is he touring right now?
He was.
Okay.
I think he's working on something new because in the album he explores having a child, he explores becoming a new father.
Yeah.
Within the album itself, if I was to give like a quick summary before I go into the tracks, it's him battling, like you said, with his identity.
Yeah.
But I feel like the identity was a small part of it.
Yeah.
It was mostly dealing with the fact that he's a new dad and his relationship with his father. Because at the end of the album, you hear a man talking, you hear the door close. I'm assuming you haven't seen the videos as well. So the first video he released was for the first track, Hate, in which he starts off the album by saying, let me tell you what I hate. And he's just driving a car. And it starts off with just like crashing drums, and the beat kind of somewhat is unsettling in the beginning until the piano comes in. He's basically explaining what he hates. But towards the end of the album, it mellows out and then becomes a lot more about love, compassion, and forgiveness, actually. So the album's called Hugo because that's the name of his dad's car. What inspired the album was his dad giving him driving lessons during lockdown. And if you know Loyal Kana, you know that he doesn't have a great relationship with his dad. It's always been someone that's affected him. So it starts off with, let me tell you what I hate, with him driving a car, which then goes into Nobody Knows, which is where he's battling his identity due to not having a relationship with his father, which makes him think of his own child. And one of the quotes from that song is, "You can hate the roots of the tree, and not hating the tree. You can't hate the roots of the tree and not hate the tree. So how can I hate my father without hating me?" Which he kind of explores in the beginning. Then it goes into the Georgetown song featuring John Agard, the poet, the half-caste poem, which brings you into the song. And it's also produced by Madlib, which is actually hard. E-man, did you catch that? He's got he's got 2 songs produced by Madlib, which is actually really, really hard. And obviously the song, the poem Half-Caste, he says, "Am I half a man? Am I half of this? So I listen with half an ear." And it starts off with his identity in the beginning of the song, but towards the end he says, "I'm black like the key on the piano, I'm white like the key of the piano." Basically saying that he's all of that in one person, which then goes back into the Half-Caste poem. The next song, Speed of Plight, the song Lawyer used to vent, is a little bit more aggressive. That was produced by Jordan Rackey and his friend Nick Mills, which engineered the track. You can see it's a different flow. So that song's a bit more different. Homerton, which is named after the area where his son was born. This is where Loyal starts to realize that he's flawed, and then makes him understand his father more. And instead of harping on his dad's flaws, he just understands that he's a human, and he then looks at himself as like, I've made flaws of my son. So how can I hate my dad for doing what he's done and not being a hypocrite, more or less? And that part of the fatherhood really related with me, because I feel like there were parts in it where I was looking at myself like, I'm not a perfect dad, and I feel like I'm always trying to strive to be that. And also, I don't have a great relationship with my dad. So I feel like this album really hit home for me.
What comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? Him treating his son in a particular way, if it's because of how it is his father treated him, shouldn't he blame his father for it, as opposed to understanding and giving his dad a bit more grace because he's doing the same thing that his dad did to him?
It's funny you say that, because he basically exposed that towards the end of the album. But his perspective is that it's like his dad didn't have the tools to deal with his problems like he does, because he's in a lot more of a privileged place, having that he's a lot more affluent. But he says from the roots to the apple to the tree. So for him, it's, I guess, where would that be with the chicken and egg analogy? He's basically saying without my dad, there wouldn't be a me, which then wouldn't lead to my son. So he's basically saying that. But he's basically saying he came from his dad, and through that, which wasn't positive, came his son. So he doesn't hate his dad for that. So he kind of sees him and allows him and forgives him.
That's so interesting.
But personally, I don't relate to that. I don't, because I agree with you. I'm now trying to be better than what
I'm asking a question. I'm not.
I'm saying with
yeah.
me personally, I'm trying to be better than where I came from. I'm trying to break generational chains and generational curses. Like, I'm not trying to be like my dad or his dad or anything like that.
But in doing that, isn't forgiveness part of it?
No, I don't need to forgive you.
Fair.
I just need to know that you fucked up and know that I'm not going to be like you, and that's it. Forgiveness is a whole other thing. That's like God forgives. That's not me.
You don't.
I don't. Blood on My Nikes was initially one of my favorite tracks. It tackles with deaths in his community, growing up in South London, being afraid of his. He even said, like, one of the tracks said, I was scared to get on the night bus. Why was I scared of people that looked like me? It was because he grew up in an area where death was all around him. The song the reason that sparked this song was there was a death near where his girlfriend teaches. And he basically kind of battles with his identity and the fact that his son needs to grow up in that environment. Plastic, at first I thought it didn't belong. Do you remember that song? It was the one that's a lot more upbeat, has a lot more of like an upbeat kind of...
I think I like Plastic.
Kind of feel to it. Yeah, because it felt like he was having fun. That initially didn't feel like it should have been on the album. The album's only 10 songs long, and only 30 minutes long. But I feel like he was doing. I feel like I was getting on the journey, like listening to his shit. Plastic initially I wasn't feeling, but then when I heard it again, it grew on me. Last in Place is Loyal, basically exploring being a new father, balancing his daily life challenges, and understand that he's allowed to make mistakes, but not to hold himself accountable for those mistakes. It was sparked by a book by Philippa Perry called "The Book You Wish Your Parents Had Read, and Your Children Would Be Glad That You Did." That's the song I relate to heavy, because it's all about being a father and understanding you're allowed to make mistakes, and not beating yourself up for it, but taking accountability and probably saying to your child, yo, dad's had a shit day, sorry I'm taking it out on you, but just growing. Polyfiller, which is the second to last track, he starts to repair where he's fucked up, which is where the name Polyfiller comes in, because he brings up a bar where there was holes all around his house. So now as a new dad, he's trying to mend that. And also towards the end of the track, he realizes that he was becoming the villain that his dad was. It's just very vulnerable, isn't it? Like, you don't hear albums like this. It was like a breath of fresh air. And I feel like this album it's a work of art as opposed to something you're gonna go in the car and like bang out with your friends. Like, it's just, I see the whole album from the artwork to, like, even in the album itself, it's got him in the car that his dad taught him how to drive with his son's shoes on the mirror. Like, everything is done on purpose. It's not just because it looks cool. Last track is HCU. He actually starts the track saying, I forgive you. And he actually found a beat, he said, while being in his office, where he only has his time for himself, which is the toilet. As a new dad, you ain't got no time for yourself. So he was in the toilet and he Googled Loyal Kana type beat, found one that he fucked with and ended up getting the guy that made it and then used it as the last track of the album. And basically just explores the fact that he forgives what his father's done and he feels less burdened because of that. Like I said, starts the track with I forgive you, and then ends the song with a voice note with him speaking to his dad. But yeah, the start of the album to the end of the album is just amazing. But I give it 4.5 rotations. But it's hard. Like, the album's proper. I feel like if you haven't heard it and you like pieces of art, you don't really like that whole kind of mumble rap shit, and you want something to actually absorb, definitely give Loyal Kana a spin, man. Yeah. Now, next on Put You On, if you could please put up picture 3. There we go. So, first track I want to put you lot onto is by Elisa Imperili, and the Silhouettes Project and whoever called Closer. Now, again, Elisa...
I didn't want to put you onto that.
Huh?
Sorry.
What is it?
What?
Don't interrupt me.
Sorry.
Don't interrupt me. We'll start again. Closer. It's very jazzy vibes. Elisa Imperili, I really, really like her voice. She's highly, highly slept on. She's relatively new, again from South London. But I fuck with the track heavy, and I'm going to keep an eye on what she does, because that song and her voice, I fuck with heavy.
Cool. I don't recommend it. And what we should do also is we should all be able to bring our suggestions. Now that I've just added you to the WhatsApp group, right?
Okay,
so
cool.
you can basically
just to give people context. I sent these songs to Brent a while ago, and he was supposed to send it to everyone, and he didn't send it to everyone.
Are you finished?
I'm done.
All right. Now you're added to the WhatsApp group. You can basically send it to everybody.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'm not responsible for this because
there
are times I'll forget. Anyway, I would love for me to be able to participate in this and suggest a track 2.
Yes.
Or maybe 3.
Mike suggested
because
a track to
this
me.
first track is not what I would suggest.
Why not?
It's 2.5 rotations.
Why?
It's generous as well.
Why?
It's not good.
All right. Picture 4.
We jump in.
Yeah. This is to put you on. I'm not. It's not going to be a breakdown like the album.
Keep it moving, innit? Definitely keep this one moving.
Sure, man. All right. We got Nux and Venner. I wanted to put Venner on because Venner is I believe, top of my head, a Grammy Award-winning saxophonist. So he plays jazz. So he was the one playing the jazz on this track. So Venner produces. He doesn't do anything. So that's why I put that track on. Alpha House, I believe the first song of Nux's latest album. What are you going to say, Brent?
3.5 rotations.
All right.
This could get
Emmanuel?
Put on.
The next one.
Yeah.
3.5.
3.5, yeah? All right.
Good tune, man.
Picture 5, please, Brent. All right, we got Saint again. Champagne Shots, South London. You're starting to see a theme here. All these men are from South London. Champagne Shots is very jazzy, very cool. Not unlike Loyal Kana in a way. A lot more boppy. But I think the song's hard, obviously. Brent, what are you saying?
I gave this one 3.5. Yeah. I said also I have a lot of time for the analog noise at the start of the track.
Bruv. Proper. And you
I'll
agree?
give 3.5, but I do think Nux's one is slightly better.
Saint's newer. I think he's slightly younger as well. To be honest, he kind of reminds me of Nux as well. Picture 6, please. You got SL and Quang Face. Again, both from South. You got 4-1. I like the song. I like the way they both bounce off each other. I've always liked SL. I like the way SL rhymes. Very kind of nonchalant. And I also like Quang's bounce. When he raps, he has a lot of a bounce. But what you man saying for the track?
SL's the guy that was spitting first, isn't it?
Yes, for one, when you step in the sun. Then that one.
I liked how unique he was on the track. He obviously didn't sound like everybody else.
No,
everybody just sounds the same. But I would still say it's about 3.5 to be fair.
Okay.
I give this 3.5. I also say the beat switch is satisfying.
Right, cool. Picture 7, please. Again, it's Quang Face, but this one was a bit different. It kind of gave me like garage vibes. The beat was very different to what Quang Face usually does. He's a lot more like a drill type feel to his music. But this one was a lot more bouncy. Personally, it gave me nostalgic feels of like old school garage. But like with the crud that he's talking about, it was nice. What are you not saying?
Oh, sorry. The previous one was for 1, right?
For 1, yeah.
I gave that 3 rotations.
Okay.
Sorry, that made no sense.
Okay.
This one, the beat one is satisfying.
Yeah. Like proper garagey, innit?
I don't know, I can't remember. But I just made a note of it. And that's 3.5. I like
cool.
this one.
All right, cool. What about you, Ewan?
It's the one you played after.
Yes.
I'll say about 3.5 too.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. It's annoying that you didn't hear any of this, Margs. It's
It's all right.
annoying.
Let's not
No, it's not. It's annoying.
Let's not dwell on it.
Because I wanted him to hear this, and I wanted to.
Yeah, sorry, Margs. I apologize.
Fuck's sake.
I would love for you to be involved in this back and forth, but you will be next week because he's now in the group.
He has heard the last track though. He was in here for the last track.
Alright,
So
lovely.
I was playing it for Emmanuel. Picture. Oh no, not this one. The one after this, but picture 8, please. Tom Mish featuring De La Soul again from Croydon. Tom Mish is known to play quite a few instruments and produces a lot of his music. I fucking love this album. If you haven't heard this album, Geography, I recommend going on there. He's got a lot of homegrown talent. Loyal Kana also features on the album. But this song in particular is like super sunny, like summer vibes and that. But Brent, what are you saying?
I gave this 2.5.
How come?
You were doing that whole. This is not my vibe. I mean, I could do this if it's I walk into like a gallery and it's just playing and whatnot. Is it one of them? Is it reminiscent to the first track you played?
No, this one's a lot more upbeat. A lot more.
I need to play it again to remember.
Okay.
Whatever it was, my particular note I made, it's legit. 2.5.
All right, cool. Iman, what do you think of it? The one with one cast member from De La Soul, or two of them actually.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Was it two of them in there?
I think so.
How new is the track?
Quite old. I think it came out.
Okay, so
Let
before,
me give you the actual facts for it, I guess. Hold on. It's a few years old at least.
so before
What's his name died?
Sugar passed away, yeah.
2018.
Okay, cool. I can't remember enough. I just remember when Postal News came on the track and I liked it. You know what I'm saying? But I can't remember enough to give you a proper rating.
All right, cool. All right, cool. Picture 9, please. Blanco, Londis. That's the one I played for you. That's towards the end.
I didn't get when I came in. He was playing SL on Quainface.
Was it? You didn't hear this one?
I ain't heard this one. I like Blanco as well. I would remember if I heard it.
Blanco's fucking live. Again, it's from South London. Londis.
This is the one that was looping. And
Yeah.
You're sick and tired of hearing it looping.
Yeah, because you played it 4 times in a row because you had it on repeat.
I didn't play it 4 times in a row. I just didn't change
Yeah,
it.
I know.
And you put it on.
I can't hear. And plus, the song's only 2 minutes long, so it was going to grate on me at some point.
You don't like it, Brent?
I say here, I love the strings and needs to be longer. Okay. So it only gets 3 because it needs to be longer.
Yes, I fucking love Blanco's cadence. And this is me and Margs got into a conversation. I think you stepped out for a bit. And I said this, Blanco's cadence is what I want Heady One's cadence to be. And I feel like I draw a lot more to Blanco's cadence, Quainface's cadence, because they're a lot more harsher. I think that's probably why I love Get so much, because they play with their voice. And Kendrick as well, actually.
Heady's too monotone.
Yeah, I feel like he misses me with bars, and he did when you and I were listening to it. You were the one pointing out bars to me.
What was the bar that you pointed out to him? That you might have gigged that?
Say it. You don't remember? The Bridgerton one.
Oh, yeah.
Mixed dark and white like Bridgerton.
Mixed white and dark and light like Bridgerton.
See what they laugh at that?
Yeah.
What you laugh at that?
But yeah, Blanco's hard. I reminded Brent about the Spotify playlist, but he's obviously busy. But we get that created, and I put all of the Put You On songs on there. Yes, Brent, I welcome you.
Yeah, because if it is, you're doing them to dying to basically.
Are these all current music, or do you go old songs?
Put You On is more so anything. Put You On is stuff that people might have missed. So obviously, I'm not gonna go in here and fucking put SWV week. Like that's not the whole segment. That's not the whole point. Put You On.
Put You Ones are gonna be current, bro.
Yeah, so it's my stuff is I'm putting stuff that people might have not known of. So I don't know but I'm looking forward to hearing your shit.
I know.
I'm looking forward to it.
It'll make your life better.
But let me check if I'm missing anything. Nah, I think that's it.
All right, then.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
Wait, who took your promo pictures?
I did. Not me, but it was me. Why?
She's softening up.
Huh? No, you just
No.
no.
Sorry. I'm flipping baffled. Run that question again back to him and let me see if he breaks stride. Go on. Ask me a question again.
Who took your promo pictures?
What did you say?
I said I did. As in me and my people did.
Which pictures are you talking about?
Huh?
Which pictures are you talking about?
Wait, you talking about that? Or you talking about that?
It's the one on the screen.
No, the
that
ones
one.
that were the ones that were put up on social media.
Oh, on which social
That was
media?
the
Mine
absolute
or
truth that she's talking about. And you're there doing, this is my truth.
Oh, so you did say
what are you lot talking about, brother?
Ones
The
that
picture on the screen.
the
I
ones that was
took that.
displayed
I know what you're
on
talking
Insta. That's all
You're
I'm.
talking English. Is that
If you're talking a black and white, that's him. I thought you were talking about the one on the screen.
No, when I say promo pics, I'm talking about ones that were promoted for your
it's a launch, bro.
your launch.
That was also promoted on my launch, no?
No,
Yes, it was. You put that up and said, "Oh, I haven't made the transition yet."
I don't remember seeing that picture. But anyway,
I will send you a link. None of you remember.
It's alright. It's your truth.
Irrelevant.
To be honest, validate whatever you want to
Irrelevant. Anyway, why?
Tell him, please.
Huh?
Tell him that you
oh
like.
no, he just looks like a long lost member of another level.
There you go.
Oh, okay. I don't think I know what that is. What's another level?
Ask her. She said it.
What's another level?
Go Google it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Pop star, baby.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Just say thanks. That's it. Thanks.
Cool.
It's a compliment.
Just the black and white. Just reminded me of that.
Did you like the pictures? Was you
What,
feeling
that
it?
one?
Yeah.
Do you know whose idea it was? You know exactly whose idea it was.
Did you think he looked attractive in the pictures?
No. No, not in that way. No, I think
That's uncalled for.
no. As
I
in,
think he looks handsome in the
no,
pictures.
as in I wasn't looking at
You
you
are
that
so
lens, you know
marketable.
what I'm saying?
I don't know what
You
she's
think I'm
saying.
listening to
You are
Brent?
so marketable.
Oh my
bro.
god.
You think I'm gonna listen to what Brent's saying?
What did I say? I said you look handsome. You look so marketable.
Alright.
You're getting on to me. Yeah, you got things twisted, bro.
That's not what Chrissy meant. But I get you.
No, it's not what I meant.
I get it.
Like I wasn't looking at it like the pictures were good, but literally,
I think you look handsome, bro.
Thank you.
All right, we'll get some more headlines.
Amazing segment. Thank you very much, Ramsey.
Yep.
All right, people. So our next set of headlines. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have been accused of failing to pay tax on £21 million of revenue from their online businesses. So Devon and Cornwall police are bringing a civil claim against the brothers and a third person, a woman referred to as Jay, over unpaid tax. The force is seeking about £2.8 million in 7 frozen bank accounts. Sarah Clark, KC for Devon and Cornwall police, said that Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate are serial tax and VAT evaders. They, in particular, Andrew Tate, are brazen about it. It's claimed that they paid no tax in any country on £21 million revenue from businesses online earned between 2014 and 2022. Clark quoted from a video posted online by Andrew Tate in which the self-proclaimed misogynistic social media influencer said, "When I lived in England, I refused to pay tax." The court heard that he said his approach was ignore, because in the end they go away. The court also heard that the brothers had a huge number of bank accounts in the UK, 7 of which have been frozen. Next headline, and Reform UK has come under pressure to provide evidence. Its candidates in the general election were all real people after doubts were raised about a series of hopefuls who stood without providing any photos, biographies, or contact details. Reform insists that every one of its 609 candidates on the 4th of July were real, while accepting that some were in effect paper candidates who did no campaigning and were simply there to help increase the party's vote share. However, after seeing details about the apparently complete lack of information about some candidates, who The Guardian is not naming, that's where the article came from, the Lib Dems called on Reform to provide details about them. A Lib Dem source said that this doesn't sound right and Reform should come clean with evidence. We need Reform to show who they are. People need to have faith in the democratic process. A series of candidates listed on Nigel Farage's led party's election website only show their name and the constituency that they stood in, without any information about them or the contact details beyond a generic regional email address. And our last headline, the world has according to new data, the world has baked under temperatures above a critical warming benchmark every month for a year. So the changed climate has already unleashed devastating consequences around the world this year, with people dying from heat waves in India, Saudi Arabia, Gaza, and the United States, and tourists in Greece were evacuated amid wildfires. Every month since July of last year, which is 12 months in a row, pretty much we've seen an average surface air temperature of 1.5 Celsius hotter than the fossil fuel era. And this data was confirmed by the European Union's Copernicus Climate Change Service. Limiting warming to no more than 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels before we started burning fossil fuels at scale is seen as critical to fend off more serious impacts of climate change. And this is a target that's enshrined in the landmark Paris Agreement. But over the last 12 months, the global average temperature has been 1.64 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial era. And that's pretty much it. Time to pay them bills.
What's your reaction?
Mm-hmm.
Go on then. Great. Welcome to the Reaction, people, where I read out your sports headlines for you. Obviously, slow news day. But tonight we got Spain versus France, innit? 8 o'clock. So, boy, these are going to get a short Patreon episode, boy, because I need to get home. I need to get home and watch that game. Patreon crew, don't say I didn't warn you, but this week's episode is going to be about 30 minutes or something.
You could come in a bit earlier if it is that you want to give them what they want and then still leave.
No.
Sorry, I don't know what I did.
I'm sitting more traffic. No, I ain't coming up my yard. No, it's just already a headache as it is. No. It just has to be short.
You calling it?
I ain't got a score. Spain are better, man, but I think Spain go through. I don't know the score.
Fair.
Right, obviously you're going with France. That's your team.
I know, but that doesn't mean that I think that that's what's going to happen.
Spain are in trouble though, man. The team's not right. Carvalho's gone. I told you, Morata's gone. Pedri's gone. And I feel like there's one more. I've always saying this. I feel like there's one more. And
I think the defender is not going to make it.
Is that no? Yeah, Carvalho, the defender. There's that. But yeah, we look forward to that tonight. I didn't go through all the NBA stuff that I said I wanted to, because you know what it is, they're always moving. It's always
someone else's fault too.
Yeah, no, it's definitely always someone else's fault. There's new stuff happening all the time. We need to see where they land. In some of the most recent news, DeRozan's gone to the Kings, I believe. These men just get money, man. 3 years, 74 million. God damn. That's big bread. But DeRozan's gone to the Kings. Who else would you not care about? You don't care about Daniel Tice going to the Pelicans, surely not. Okay, cool. Like I said, because there's a lot to go through, I need to round it out properly, but I'll give you some of the bait people. I know Buddy Hield's gone to the Warriors. Klay Thompson's gone to the Mavericks. Paul George has gone to the 76ers, which is serious. No, that's Miles Bridges. Is it Mikal Bridges that's gone to New York from Brooklyn? Is that his name? Why am I thinking... I just saw someone else's name and it's messed it up. Wait there, let me find the right name that I'm looking for. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of movers and shakers. Obviously, Bronny James got picked by the Lakers. Everybody's going crazy about that. You've been hearing about that, man, but that LeBron James is playing with his youth now. And they're going crazy.
You must have heard that.
One time, the man's showing nepotism and they're going crazy. It's nepotism, and people are hating on it.
Is he good?
Who, Bronny?
His son.
People saying that he took
he's not good.
Actual valid people's spots that could have.
Well, you know what? He was on a good trajectory before he had his seizure and thing, I believe.
He had a seizure.
I feel like his something happened. His heart stopped when
Yeah,
he was
something-
playing
yeah,
or something like
yeah,
that.
something.
He had something. He got fucked up. He got sick while he was playing basketball, innit? And then since he came back, I think he's been a bit thing. But I'm sure before that, their draft projections for him was higher than what he is. But he went in the second round. He went really low. He's got like I think it's like 7 million over 3 years or 4 years or something like that. So it's not like a big contract they give him, but he's got a roster spot. It's not even like a two-way one. He's not going down to the G League. He's staying on the Lakers. He's going to be playing with his dad. It's big business. And they're saying that the only reason why he's there is because of his dad. Obviously, it's nepotism, but it's like that actually happens all throughout the league. Like if you check the ownerships, like after basketball, and you check like the ownerships and the back offices and stuff like that, from coaches to front office and all that, like there's
do all the
nepotism
time.
going around all over the place. And because LeBron's such a big boy that he got his son to play for the Lakers, people want to cuss and chat shit. I think it's yeah, it makes sense to me, man. It's earned, man. More power to him. But nah, he's not necessarily the coldest in the world, though.
They say his brother's better than him. Or
The
he's
little one-
projected
the
to
little
be.
one.
Yeah, he's a little one.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. But more power to him, man. So LeBron's staying at Lakers as well. He signed a new contract, 104 million for 2 years. This is big business.
So they're not going to get a ring, though. They ain't going to get a ring.
You don't reckon?
No.
No, of course they're not. No chance. But yeah, he gets to play with his son, though. He still gets to make history. That's dope. Who else have I missed out? You don't care about Kyle Anderson. He's gone to the Golden State Warriors. He had a good series with the Timberwolves just a good postseason in the playoffs and that. Who else is there? I feel like I'm missing someone. I need to go through with it because bare things have happened. Kemba Walker retired. There's that. Kemba Walker's gone. And I just need to go and just look and see who's left. I'm sure there's a few free agents that ain't got anywhere yet, like Kyle Lowry. There's a lot going on. There's a big moving parts. Donovan Mitchell extended his contract with the Cavaliers, which was surprising. Keeps the Cavaliers relevant. Mitchell's cold. Look at that.
CP3 to Spurs.
Yep. See, there you go. Chris Paul's gone to Spurs. He's going to be playing with Wemby now. That'll be sick. Obviously, Wemby had a dope rookie season, and to be playing with a point guard, I'm guessing he's going to learn a lot. He's going to get hella assists and stuff. That's going to be dope. So yeah, we'll look at that. Have I missed any more? There's a few things we need to look at. There's a few things that's happened that are like underrated. There's a few contract extensions and them keeping people and stuff like that. That have been good moves that might be going under the radar, like the Donovan Mitchell one, like I said. But yeah, that's all I can think of so far.
What's Stephen A. Smith's take on LeBron's son?
Oh, he's all for it, man. He's saying like, yeah, the nepotism thing, man. From what I saw, anyway. I think he was saying, well, yeah, like Bron's earned the right to do that shit, man. It makes sense. I just don't understand why people are hating so much.
I thought he would have gone against it. I thought he would have gone against it.
I don't. You know what?
Because he'd be cooning big time.
I want to say I'm nearly 100% sure I see him in support of it on his own channel. Don't know what he said on ESPN or whatever, but I seen a clip of him on his own channel, and he was pointing out how nepotism's rife throughout the league and stuff like that. So I don't understand why we've got a problem when LeBron's doing it. So he's trying to be on the right side of history. But yeah, I do need to do a proper official roundup. There's, like I said, I know it sounds like making up, but there's bare things that happen. I don't know if I should go into it. I don't know if you don't care that Tobias Harris has gone to the Pistons. You get what I'm trying to say? But that's where he's at. That's where he's at. So we'll work it out. Oh yeah, Hartenstein's gone to Oklahoma City, and then OKC's traded Josh Giddey for Crusoe. I'm sure that's his name, Crusoe. That was a big move because you get defense, and you get shooting. Like that was a big move. It's not high profile. No one don't care that. But Crusoe's a bad boy. He won a ring with LeBron. He was doing good things over there with Chicago. And yeah, it's not exciting and sexy, but I'm telling you, man, that's an important piece that they got over there, man. So yeah. Look at this. Tyrese Maxey agreed. A $204 million extension. We need to be playing basketball, you know. We're doing the wrong things. These numbers that these men are throwing around are absolutely bonkers. But Yeah, when I sit down, I'll look and see. I want to work out who's actually left in free agency and see where the pool is and see who can potentially go where, and then we'll look at that. And then in our last news that I got, West United have put in a second bid for Jarrad Branthwaite. I think it got rejected immediately. This new bid is 45 million plus 5 million in add-ons. They are saying no. So their first bid was 35 million plus add-ons, no chance. Third one's 45 million plus add-ons. I think they're going to go up to about 65 million. I reckon they was going to get it done on the third one. I don't know whether Everton are going to play ball or not. I know they've been selling players and stuff, so they don't need the money like they needed it the first time. And they've been throwing around that they're saying that Harry Maguire is like the standard that for like these kind of transfers. Harry Maguire went for 80 million. I know United ain't going up to 80 million. No chance. Unless they, I don't think they're going up to 80 million. But if they can get a deal done, they'll do it. So they'll get Branthwaite in and get De Ligt in. That's big. That's big business. It's a good look. Branthwaite, De Ligt, Martinez is there. I think we need to get rid of Maguire as well. And Lindelof, man. I don't know what we're doing. But yeah.
I hear you're in for Zixi.
Sorry, who?
Zixi.
Didn't we tell you that? We told you that already. We spoke about it on here. Sure we did. So this is a done deed. Xerxes, De Ligt. This is what we do. That's a done deed. To get me, the clubs and the players have basically agreed personal terms. The players have given United priority, both Xerxes and De Ligt. Now we're just looking at structures. For the fee. The Xerxes one, they can go and pay the 34 million or 40 million euros or whatever it is and get his buyout clause. But I think Bologna they got a 50% AC or whatever, got a 50% sell-on fee. Bologna want more money spread out over time to try and help both parties or something like that. But I don't know, just looking at how they're going to do that. De Ligt has been all agreed up. De Ligt's told his agent and stuff that he don't want no one else. United's priority. I'm guessing that personal terms are nearly done. And then it's just them talking with Bayern and just seeing about the structure of the deal and what it looks like. You get me? I think it's not like 40 M's maybe. Good money. So those sounds like they sound like they're done deeds almost, the way that they're being reported by all the top boys, Ornstein, Fabrizio, Wheeler, like everybody that's credible have come out and said that looks like what it is. So they look like we're just waiting for the here we go. You get me? Maybe by the end of the week, possibly the beginning of next week, we can say yeah, it's official. We've got them signings done. That's good, man. De Ligt's still what, like 24, 40 million? Didn't have the best time at Bayern, but still a very good player. Great bit of business. Your guy's nearly come in. Clad Fori or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That's getting done.
Yeah.
Not as glamorous as De Ligt, but we move.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. I mean, you have to cling to what you need to cling to, you get me? It's been a while.
Okay.
I'm just happy that we are going into a season where you are happy again to talk about United.
I'm always happy at the beginning of the season.
You are, aren't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be? All right, it's the end of our reaction. Let's get into Donna here.
All right, damn.
What's this? I'll click the second one then. Let's see some foolishness.
All right. What have we got in the bank? Morning has broken. Like the first morning.
Is there video evidence of this or anything?
No, it's just an article,
Is this facts?
Apparently, man.
It's their facts. It's their truth. It's their facts. It's their truth.
Well, no, if they spent the money, this is facts.
Because it's a consensus.
Huh?
Because it's a consensus.
I'm just glad you won a black poster.
Yes.
Oh, it weren't a black pastor.
No.
It's a church in Mexico.
How much money did he raise?
It's like $100 for like a slot or something, right?
Square
It's the
meter,
lowest.
yeah.
All right, so Spotify crew, we've got someone here, apparently a Christian church. Oh, well, I was going to read that. It's got spot outrage after a pastor makes thousands selling plots of land in heaven. Whose name do you put on the deed?
Boy.
Let's see some of them. What they got, Brent?
I want to know the price hierarchies.
I wish a pastor would try and sell me some land in heaven. I'm going to send him there and tell him to FaceTime me so I can see what I'm buying. Yeah, that's facts. Oh, I need to know who donated so I can tell them. I know I'm offering discounts on land in heaven. Tap in. Okay. Jesus flipped tables in response to stuff like this. False prophets, but my mind is stuck on the people who actually bought it. Do you not have the spirit of discernment? Oh, the pastor's about to use their money to cash in on Porsche, Lamborghini, and private jets. Yeah, this is crazy. That is actual foolishness. I want to know how much he actually made.
It doesn't say. But I wouldn't be surprised if he made a lot of money. Wouldn't be surprised.
What, land in heaven? So what else could he sell in heaven?
JB said freehold or leasehold.
What else can you sell in heaven?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So a Zimbabwean pastor, 2018, was arrested after selling tickets to heaven.
Oh.
Yeah.
That wins. That wins.
You know what I mean? At least you get there.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets to heaven's legit.
Yeah, and $533 per person.
Is it?
Yeah.
See,
Well,
if he was smart, he would have done a Chris Brown thing and pre-sold meet and greets.
For real.
And I'm up there just be cupping up your bum like Chris Brown in heaven and just
my gosh.
£1,000 a picture. You feel what I'm saying? Meet and greet. Man said a ticket to heaven. Because I have a preacher who's going around telling people for real, if you go heaven and you don't see me,
You're in hell?
yeah, you're in hell.
Then it's not heaven.
It's not heaven, which is, I hear that. That's facts. I tell people, like, if you don't die and you don't see me, you ain't in heaven. I'm letting you not know for now. For a fact. If you don't die and you don't see me, you are not in heaven. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Ed just reminded me, I'm not sure if you heard the news, Emmanuel. Your boy I think he got arrested.
Ooh.
You know that preacher that you were basically going to war for, saying that he's allowed to bling, bling, bling.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
Margs
yeah.
was saying...
We spoke about that already.
And Margs was saying...
The guy from Brooklyn got robbed.
Whitehead. Pastor
That's,
Whitehead.
That's his name, yeah.
Bishop Whitehead, sorry.
That's the one.
No, but he got arrested.
And what was Mark saying?
Yeah, we speak about that.
No, I don't think we did.
No, I think we did. I think you did.
I'm sure we spoke about it.
Yeah, we did, man.
Getting arrested?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
No,
yeah,
because getting robbed.
And he was
No,
crying.
we did that, but then I brought him back again because he
He
got
was
arrested.
crying?
Yeah, he was crying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got. I think it was some like older ladies that came out and basically said he was duping them or something. Yeah, we spoke about it.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Ain't he like getting indicted for federal time though? No?
Yeah, I think at the time
so.
Esther was
So.
basically saying that he is a crook, and you were saying no, he's just
Yeah, I was
flaunting the stuff that God blessed him with.
I was presenting the other argument. Yeah.
Are you just gonna let anybody in the flock?
Anybody and everybody.
I think you have to look at the heart and not just what you see on the outside.
Because you're going on like what gives them leeways because they're black, so they're just allowed into the flock.
No, not at all. But at the same time, like I feel as though you can't blame him for everything, because if he's presenting, like for example, this pastor here, I know it's a different topic that we're talking about, but this pastor here, if he's selling stuff and people are buying it, I don't blame the pastor at all. At all.
Yeah, so he's done that here, them or the pastor.
Oh, it's definitely the people, in my opinion.
Yeah, in my
It's
opinion, it's anybody that bought the land that's done that here. And then he got arrested a few months ago, but he was sentenced while E-Man was on holiday. Okay,
that's what happened.
And then obviously, what about like inflation and that appreciation? Like, does your property go up?
For real.
And because obviously, if you got the property and you own it and you got the deeds, you can sell it on, innit?
Yeah.
Has it like?
Depends.
Has the value go up, or what about if the value drops? Or
Yeah, it's true, no? Is there likely to be an influx of people going to heaven? Are they still building properties in heaven? It's a lot to think about, you know? It's a lot to think about.
whoever bought it is definitely worse off than the pastor, in my opinion.
What, you think they're done at here instead of the person?
Oh, 100%. The customers. Like this idea is only dumb. It's only dumb if you tried to make the idea and it didn't work, and it's just egg on your face because it's a stupid idea to begin with anyway. You get what I'm trying to say? But now it's not as stupid as it looks. It must be genius actually.
You're blaming the victims. Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah.
Victim blaming.
Yeah. In this stance, yes.
Are they victims or asset owners? You know what I'm saying? Like, depends how you see it.
The investment.
Not the victim shaming.
No, the asset owners are definitely done it here, man. That was ridiculous.
Isn't that what we do when we pay tithes anyway? Is that right? You want some water?
Is this what we're doing?
A monthly stipend.
No, is this what we're doing?
Into the kitty.
Is this what you're doing?
Pay it forward in that.
So you don't believe in tithes, man?
Assuring that we have
No, you don't believe in
a
tithes?
mansion in heaven.
You don't believe in tithes?
What?
Do you believe in tithes?
Depends. It really depends. It really, really depends. But I definitely do believe that you need to look after your pastor. And if it is that he's only relying on the funds from the congregation, then cool. But if it is that he's doing what this brother's idol was doing, then no. I hate prosperity gospel.
I hate that.
With the
I hate that
passion.
too. I hate that too.
With the passion.
That is the worst.
All right, so these people are done it here. Definitely.
So not the pastor, the people, yeah?
No, I'm giving it to the people.
Okay.
I wonder how much land in hell goes for. I'm just wondering if it's more or
free,
less.
though, baby.
Huh?
That's free, baby.
It's free.
All welcome.
You think so? You would have thought heaven was free as well. Put a value on it. Oh man. No.
Brent, Sally says he's trying to call.
Oh,
Call
well.
on
Thank
Discord.
That's
Margs,
what
Thank
Margs,
God.
you're part of Word on Road, you know? What's going on?
Why am I part of Word on Road?
You know why you're part of Word on Road?
Why? Talk to me.
Come on in, Sally. Hold up, please.
You know why you're part of Word on Road?
I don't. What's the Word on Road? Handle
Christy's
this.
getting into something.
I handle Esther's segment, man. What's the Word on Road? Talk to me, man.
Is this why you came in?
What's going on?
Talk to us. Talk to us, baby.
No, it's like it's popping off. What's going on? Did the colonizer steal your money?
Still whose money?
Did the colonizer steal your money?
Still my money.
Or filthy, which I don't know. How
Who
was
are you
it?
talking about? Oh,
You
you're
know-
talking about Tego. You call him a colonizer?
That's what apparently that's the Word on the Road is. That's
Is
the Word
it?
on the Road.
I don't know. I'm not on the streets to see what's going
Yeah,
on.
that's the Word on the Road.
He ain't been on Twitter.
That's the Word on the Road that he's a colonizer.
Well, talk to him if that's what you want to talk to him about.
Yeah, that's the Word on the Road that you man are just he just used you lot and then ducked out the money. That's apparently is.
I don't know, man. It's not my space to talk on everybody, but Tego has been removed from the Filthy Fellas platform.
Okay.
He's not on there no more. I think I said that. Would that have been this week? That would have been yesterday. Was it last week? Then I said it.
It was last week. End of last week.
End of last week. I would have said Tego's been removed from the Filthy Fellas platform. You know what I'm trying to say? He's no longer a part of Filthy Fellas. He was never an owner of Filthy Fellas.
Never.
Filthy Fellas always been poets, but he was a producer on there.
Okay.
And he was a key member to what we was doing when we pivoted to the new format in 2020, I believe.
Okay. So you didn't have no paperwork.
Who?
There was no paperwork.
What to say that he's?
So there's no paperwork behind him.
What to say that he owns Filthy?
Yeah, like there's no, as in any part doing. There's no paperwork.
He don't own Filthy as poets.
Okay.
You get me? He's played a part in its growth and in the making of the show. Like I said, especially, well, he was producing before that anyway, because he's behind camera when they used to do the 2-man format. Since I've been there, he's been hosting, he's been on the front of the camera. Obviously, he's part of the production team, coming up with ideas and stuff, and he hosts the show and all that, but he doesn't own Filthy.
Okay.
He doesn't own Filthy Fellas.
So how come mismanagement of funds has been allocated to him?
You'd have to talk to the ownership, man. Like I said, he's been in a...
Because he seems to be an integral part for mismanagement of funds to have got missing.
Well, it's not just him. I think he's conflating a lot of issues, but people don't know. I don't think it's not just Filthy Fellas. There's other stuff with his other
Where he's got his
companies.
hands in.
Yeah, that he works for and stuff like that. And there's discrepancies all
Hence
across.
why they call him the colonizer.
There's discrepancies all across the board. You get me? But they're not my businesses. It's not my companies. It's not for me to make.
So how comes what's his
statements.
name comes into the play now?
Who?
Steve what's his name?
Oh, Bartlett.
Steve Bartlett.
Yeah. How does he come into play?
That's in the mix.
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently, I just see something on Shea Power. They're saying that.
It's on shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying that we was going to sign a deal with Steve Bartlett, and because Steve Bartlett wanted to look at the finances, that's how it came about that
Misappropriated funds.
the misappropriated funds.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds cool. It's not true. But it sounds cool. But we did have we did have some type of negotiations and stuff going on with Stephen Bartlett, and Tego was handling those as well.
Wait. If Tego was handling these things, he must he's a integral part of Filthy Fellas. If he's handling those kind of negotiations.
Good question.
Exactly. Well, you have to talk to the ownership and understand why they would let people
Negotiate on their behalf.
You get what I'm trying to say?
You see when you let the colonizer do what they do.
That's what you have to.
Wait, is this word gonna stick? Isn't that your mentor?
Who, Tego?
Yeah, why is you lot allowing her to call him a colonizer?
You can call you whatever they want. I don't give a fuck.
Why is your mentor? Why is your mentor?
I'm saying Brent's someone I look up to as well. Like,
Look at Uno reverse.
I'm just saying, whatever people are gonna say about you, what are you gonna do with me? Whatever my relationship with Tego is,
I love it.
whatever my relationship with
If you
Tego
love it, I love it, bro.
Is my relationship
If
with
you love
Tego.
it, I love it, bro.
Whatever anybody feels or thinks about him, what the fuck's it got to do with me?
Okay.
I would never do anything to hurt you,
Yeah, I don't think he could
to
either.
steer you wrong. I'll be always a good mentor to you, bro. I got you.
You know, it's funny just to see how things pan out. But I think it's because people, when you stay quiet and you don't say anything, and then things go out there, and then you allow people to just
The narrative. Yeah.
to just create their own narratives,
Yeah.
and these things spiral out of control, and then people start doing think pieces and giving opinions and stuff that they don't even really know what's going on. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they tie everything into it, like even like the stuff with like specs and that not being there, because we just haven't addressed it. Everybody's of the mindset that specs is gone, if that makes sense.
So the inception of Filthy Fellas was who?
Who created it?
Yeah.
Poet.
Okay. And he brought you lot along.
Poet does everything for Filthy.
Okay,
To be
okay.
fair, he's in
Okay.
control of all the cast. He controls all the cast, all our guests, all our footballers that we've had on all the things. Poet does everything.
Okay.
To be totally fair.
See dead people.
So for it to have gotten this big and then to get the attention of Steve, but then your mentor is doing negotiations. It's techie.
I suppose. I mean, but there's other people that work on behalf of Filthy that bring in deals and do stuff and whatnot. So I mean, maybe it's all normal. But I'm not as far as in the power structure. I'm just an employee. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, it's above your pay grade.
This is above my pay grade. and there's certain things that's going on. You get me? They
Yeah,
have to
but
answer.
you was aware of the Steve Bartlett thing, though. You was aware of that, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not that low on the pay grade.
No, but I didn't know how it came about.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how it came about, or I don't know the ins and outs of anything. But yeah, I'm aware that there's deals on the table. There's always deals on the table. You know what I'm saying? Filthy.
Talk that thing, bro. Do you understand Filthy is the fan commentary platform for football, period.
Yeah, I just don't know how everybody wants to handle it, because obviously, like I'm saying, when people stay quiet and then they let narratives go out of control,
Yeah.
you can't really be mad when people think whatever they
Yeah.
want to think, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? So whether people want to come out and make their own statements or address certain things, that's on them.
Would the Steve Bartlett be an asset for Filthy Fellas?
Would he?
Yeah. Is that a good look?
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
I would think so.
Why wouldn't it be, Christy?
No, I'm just asking questions.
Don't you like Steve Bartlett?
I don't particularly like pay him any mind. He doesn't resonate with me at all. So I don't really take in his content. And I feel like his content is... Anyway.
I don't know. I'll just have to just go back and speak to people and ask them if they want me to speak. Like, I have platforms that I'm on all the time. I can voice my opinions and things if that's what people want. I've got no problem doing that. You know what I'm trying to say? But I'm a team player as it stands.
So you just been mighty quiet?
Huh?
You just been mighty quiet?
Yeah, I don't talk on all these things, especially like on the internet and all this stuff. I don't react to this nonsense. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't give
it credence.
Yeah, and the algorithms and all these attentions and stuff. I wouldn't give it to Twitter and Instagram. If I was going to talk, I'll talk on no behaviour. You know what I'm trying to say?
Is that a little wink wink?
Huh?
Is that a little wink wink?
I
said, join the Patreon.
Join the Patreon, man. Look forward to next week's episode, man. If I'm going to talk, me and Loons ain't got together. You know what I'm trying to say?
And I'm sure he's got plenty
Loons,
to say.
I'm pretty sure Loons has got things to say because Loons, everybody likes to control his narrative. Loons is enjoying the Loons was right narrative that's going around.
Of course he is.
Which is funny because that's not even like, you know what? I let him have his moments. That's what he wants to run with, and that's cool. Because it's not, maybe, you never know. Maybe it was. But that's what's going on. I see he's enjoying it. You get me doing updates and stuff. So maybe No Behaviour will have a conversation and see where I'm going. You get me? I don't know where all them figures and stuff came from, like the numbers and that.
How people did the maths.
Oh yeah, go back to the episode with the gentleman from Temple regarding Mr. Bartlett.
Yes.
Yeah, remember
I
you
remember.
saying that
Yes,
stuff?
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose we'll get into it a bit more on the other platforms. I want to speak to everybody to see what they're comfortable with. What I could say, what I will say is,
you can get Tego up to be a guest.
Where?
Yeah.
You want Tego on there?
Look at Brent.
You can get him too. You can talk to him. Ask him.
Yeah, Brent, you have the pipeline to the colonizer.
Of course he does. He talks to Tego.
He blocked me. I don't even know why. Nah, it's just a pure entertainment. I'm gonna ask him if he'll come on.
One thing I will say though, this narrative that's going around and I'm seeing people chat shit to Poet and chat shit about Poet, and I just don't understand where that's coming from. Like Poet's done anything wrong. All Poet has done for the channel and for the mandem is all good, and people just because they don't like him, they want to jump on this.
Yeah, but exactly, you just said it. They don't like him.
Yeah, but they don't even know all the information, and they're just chatting shit. And even if the situation even if it's even flipping half true what they're saying, what Tego's done, what's this? How's this a knock on Poet? Like, why is people chatting shit to Poet for? What's Poet done? Poet hasn't done anything wrong. You know what I'm trying to say? So I still don't get it. So even now, if it's coming out, whether it's true or not, but even the message that's out there now, like Tego's on this and Tego's on that and Tego's on that, and people are still chatting shit about Poet. That doesn't make sense.
The angle I thought I've seen people come from is, again, I'm just saying from the word on the road, challenging Esther, that the way Poet obviously talks about culture, this and that, and then you're allowed to, again, hence why the colonizer came about.
That's unfair. Talk to Mark. Tell her
that's unfair. That's certain people's takes.
Tell us unfair.
I don't know, man. Like, obviously, like, business and friendships are a hard one. Money and friendships and all that kind of stuff's a hard one. Anybody that does business with multiple people and different stuff, you realise this kind of things happen all the time. You know what I'm trying to say? Whether people trying to swindle people out of stuff, whether it be black people or white people or whatever. It's easy to jump on let the black man and the white man do this stuff, whatever. But they've had a relationship for years. It was fine when they was making money and making opportunities and doing things like these things happen to people. They get swindled.
Just confirm that there was swindling involved.
Tego's done something wrong, or he would be with us. He's off Filthy. I filmed Filthy yesterday. Weren't they? He's not gonna be on Filthy no more. I've said that to you. He's off. He's done.
But she said that his post didn't suggest that he did anything wrong.
Who? Tego's?
Yeah.
Again, these people, when people want to create narratives and put them out there, and everybody wants to stay silent and let people run with what they're running with, you can't control how people feel or whatever. But if he didn't do wrong, why is he not on the show? There's no uproar.
This might be the clip then.
That's fine then, but there's no uproar with everybody else. The man them are all in the same place. Nobody else ain't on the Poet. The whole cast, all the man them, we're still here. We're still working with Poet. Specs and PK are still with us. We're still doing things, regardless of the man them are busy and they ain't been on the show or nothing like that. The show hasn't changed. Nothing hasn't changed with the show. Just that Tego's gone. So obviously something happened.
That's a good point, you know.
I have one thing to say.
Go on.
Hello, people. Yes. So earlier, I was trying to call in, but I missed the window. But you guys were talking about truth and this person's truth and that person's truth. So now, if the whole nation of the UK or the US suddenly had one opinion on Tego, and they said, "Oh, Tego stole someone's dog," blah blah blah, something random. Whatever happened, and yeah, you also stole someone's dog. Does that now make it true that Tego actually went and stole someone's dog?
But just because people are saying it.
Yeah, but because if that's the general consensus.
No, just because it's a general consensus doesn't make it true. But if people can prove it and there's facts that's what he done and there's receipts, that's what he done and that's what he done.
But I thought earlier you were saying that if it's the general consensus, then that means it's true.
I see where you're going, but again, if it's not necessarily a general consensus thing in regarding that. It doesn't matter what the general consensus thing is. The facts remains in it. Obviously, the problem is the public don't have the facts. They don't know.
Exactly. Because most of the time people have the facts.
Huh?
But then they believe it.
Pardon?
Hello? Yeah, I said most of the time people don't have the facts about most things. But that won't stop them from having a belief in something. And that belief might be wrong. So, and this, right now, I'm purely just talking about the conversation that was going on earlier because I wanted to speak about that one and I just missed the window. But, so when people are talking about different things like, oh, they're all in a different body, blah, 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 maybe they don't have the facts, but we have the facts because we can see biologically, by looking at someone, we can see what is true and what is not true. It's not very hard.
You've added so much to this conversation, man.
Is like a cut out or something? I feel like.
I don't know if he puts us on speakerphone and then he runs to the other side of the room.
The sentence was getting weak. Couldn't tell if there was like a full stop there or like.
Right. Hello. What can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah. No. That's mainly what I wanted to say. I had a couple other points.
What's this? Exclusive. Exclusive. What's this? Poet tweeted this 41 minutes ago.
Sorry. Give me a second, Sally.
The saddest thing about betrayal is that it never comes from your enemy. Think about that for a moment. It's not the people who openly oppose you that have the power to really hurt you. It's those who are close, the ones you trust with your deepest secrets and your biggest dreams. When someone you trust betrays you, it cuts deeper than any physical wound because it strikes at your heart and your sense of security. It makes you
Yeah, I don't like that. That stinks. But hey.
What stinks about that, bro?
Huh?
What stinks about that?
He's basically saying
it's like
these hoes ain't loyal.
That whole, yeah, but I'm not a mean person anyway. Like using 50 talk for you. I don't like to call that. That sucks. Whatever you got to say, you could just come out and say it. If you're gonna say something, say something. This cryptic shit and making people speak for you. I don't like all that. That stinks. But it's up to him. He can do what he wants.
I guess he's echoing that sentiment, though.
Yeah, I guess that's what it looks like. But again, man, you've just got to change the narrative, man. I don't know why people's cussing that poet, man. He hasn't done anything wrong. If anything, he's been, bamboozled, swindled, hoodwinked.
Led astray.
Led astray. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, he's the victim.
Mm-hmm.
He's the victim here. And like I said, maybe I might get into it. Check the next episode of Behavior. I might get into it. But I will say is, us, all the boys, we stand with Poet. You get me? Poet hasn't done anything wrong. Poet isn't acting like a bitch or doing anything. I don't know, all this nonsense that you are talking about. Like, Poet ain't done nothing wrong. You know what I'm trying to say? You get me? He's just dealing with the situation.
Have you had a debrief? Or there's been no debrief?
With what? No, we ain't had no debrief like that. We know Tego's gone. That's it. That's the brief. You get me? Breathe it. He's gone. You get me? Moving forward.
When's the last time you touched base with your mentor?
I spoke to Tego in 3 weeks, maybe.
Oh, so before it happened.
Hmm?
Sorry, why did you stop speaking to him?
I never stopped speaking to him. I just asked me when I last spoke to him. You think I speak to him all the time or something?
Why did you give him a call now?
For what?
Just to check it in.
And check what? What do you want to check?
His mental well-being.
Why do I care about his mental well-being? Okay, Brent, you're not doing what you think you're doing. Like, I don't understand.
Does this put you in an awkward position though? Or it doesn't?
Why?
If Brent's saying that's your mentor, so obviously you guys are cool. But then you said you stand with Poet, so it's not then. So it's not an awkward position.
There's nothing awkward for me. If someone's done wrong, then yeah, I'm not. No, basically, to answer your question, no, I'm not in an awkward position. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so you don't need to hear his side.
No.
So if whatever Poet says, that's that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no sides. There's nothing confusion. There's no confusion going on about it. You get me? People lose their jobs and stuff and get fired all the time. He's been reprimanded. You get me? For doing something in it. So it is what it is. That's not a position. There's nothing to fight on. There's no corner to fight. And obviously it's them and their problems. Whatever he's done, what he's done is to go take responsibility for his actions. Even within his statements, he tries to admit, take some kind of responsibility, but he doesn't. It's very vague. He's not saying what missteps he made or what he done wrong or what choices he done wrong, but it's alluding that he's done something in it. So that's it. And I said it to you before as well. I don't understand why right tonight is the end of the world. People have left the show all the time. Bare people, you get me? Big characters have left the show all the time. I don't understand what we're doing here. Like, I don't understand what is because he's a white man or something. Like, I don't. Like, I honestly, I'm genuine. I'm not even being stupid. Yeah, but I don't get the whole.
I don't think those people have been accused of money management.
That's true.
That's
true. No, that's true. Yeah, so you're right. It's definitely under different circumstances. But I just mean like moving forward, what anybody thinks it means, or people's thinking about man's importance. They got like just a bloated idea of man's importance to what's going on. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, people don't like change. Things are gonna look different for a little while, and whatever it is, we'll get through it and get around it, and we'll just move forward. The show's there.
So basically,
one
man don't stop the show. Basically,
any clip I've ever seen. No, it weren't his production company. It was a production company that he was working for, which he doesn't work for anymore either, which still produced Filthy, which we still will work with. You get what I'm trying to say? So there you go. But any clip that I've ever seen going around of viral of Filthy, I've never seen Tego in it. I've seen me, I've seen Lippy, I've seen PK, I've seen Specs, I've seen Poet, I've seen Miles, I've seen Steve-O, I've seen Geordie. I ain't never seen Tego go viral for nothing. So, you know?
Fair enough.
I see dead people.
Hey, Brent.
I just love the fact that Filthy is black, bro.
Yeah. And it always was.
Oh.
I said, no, it wasn't. It was a black show. It just had Tego hosting. But if you check it, it was actually a black. It always has been a black show. I've never even said that to you before. Like, it is.
I hated how some people would talk to me and say, "Have you seen Tego's show?" I was like, "What show are you talking about?" They're Filthy. I was like, "Huh?" I used to say, "Huh?"
You know what it is? If I get permission to speak freely, because like I said, it's not my truth to tell. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Full circle,
we've
baby.
gone full circle. You get what I'm trying to say? It's not my truth to tell. You get what I'm trying to say? There's a lot going on. Even like employees, I don't necessarily feel like a disgruntled employee. You get me? I'm duly compensated for my time over there. Could have been more, but if these stories, if these stories are true.
You're ridiculous. Look at you.
It could have been more, but we move, man. We move, you get me? And yeah, I'll talk to them. Because if they don't mind, like I said, I don't want to be sitting around there talking people's business. But if they don't mind, I'll do it. I'll talk up the things. I'll let people know. But like I said, Poet ain't done nothing wrong here. You get me? Everyone with hindsight can chat shit, whatever short-sightedness, so we've allowed people to do this. It's misplaced to trust. People take advantage of people and do funny things, like, all the time. This is life, like I'm saying. It's just sucks being on the receiving end of it, I guess. But I don't think it's a big deal, man. Crack on. We move, man. We don't cry over spilt milk. You get me? But the production's still the same. The production team's still the same. The cast is still the same. Like I said, no one even come out and said it about PK and Specs, whatever, but PK and Specs are still with us. It's just Tego that's gone. I think we'll be all right.
Think?
Yeah, I was just saying.
No, bro.
Yeah, no, I know we'll be all right, but I mean, I don't know what everybody else thinks, but yeah, man, it's cool, man. Onwards and upwards. You get me? Black power.
I'm done. I'm actually done. I'm done.
But Tego would share that same sentiment, bro.
Oh, gosh.
It's a shame, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, thank you for that impromptu on the road.
It's a shame. It's a shame, but you know what can you do, man?
Very insightful. Very insightful.
Let's get into our
wrap up.
Our wrap up. Then. So, welcome to the end of a great show. You know, we covered a few things today. Sorry, guys. Yep, we covered a few things today. Obviously, let's just recap a few of them. So, the UK looking at what money can be recouped from a Rwanda scheme now that it's scrapped. You get me? Lord Cameron resigns as Tories reshuffle their cabinet. Reform under the UK pressure. Reform UK under pressure to prove all its candidates were real people. You get me? And the White House is defending Biden's health in a fiery briefing. I think they want him out of there because he's a madman. Macron asked the French Prime Minister to stay on a political deadlock as the political deadlock continues. And then Andrew Tate and his brother are tax evaders. They're tax thieves. You know what I'm trying to say?
You said thieves too wild there, bro. Don't do that. Don't make me.
And then obviously the topic of the day is about acknowledging someone's truth. Is acknowledging someone's truth as important as the truth in reality? You know what I'm trying to say? And obviously we had a great rotation from Rambo. Make sure you go look at the Put You On playlist to get me. There's some new music there to go take in. And then we had an impromptu word on the road about the Filthy Fellas situation. If you want to watch that, you can get a little quick recap, get you up onto speed about that. It wasn't too in depth, but you know, we touched on things. And that was it, man. We had a good show. We had a great show. Yeah?
Yeah.
Everybody enjoyed himself?
Yep.
We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow, people. Yep. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.